asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi maa ngi leen di nuyu yéen ñëpp seen tur ak seen sant di leen ziar bu baax a baax waaye bu ne nekk ñu ngi lay ziar di leen jox seen wàccuwaay géej nañoo ñëw nag ci Facebook bi through this way sax waaye tey rek ñu ñëwaat rek ñëw ak waxtaan beneen waxtaan waaye balaa ñu dugg si foofu rek ñu jàlle ñi nga xam ne génn nañ àddina fi mu nekk nii nag moom àddina si dafa jaxasoo parce que all the known faces ñi nga xam ne dañ gaañu ñëpp temps yi ñoom ñëpp ñoo xam ne dañ leen xam waaye nag ki maa njëkk a jàlle fii ci Elite Media platform bi di Aida Ndiaye di jabar ci Ibrahima Niass ndeysaan ku ma xam Elite Media rek di nga xam ne Ibrahima Niass fii si Elite Media def na fi programme yu bëree bëri yóbbu na Elite Media fi sori ñu koy jàlle di jàlle famille Aida Ndiaye yëpp comme yaayam Gambia ak sister sam yeeg brother sam ñëpp ñu ngi leen ay jàlle di jàlle Ibrahima Niass di ko jàlle Gambia yëpp di ko jàlle Magne Dambel ak képp ku nga xam ne rek ci Ibrahima Niass nga bokka ñu ngi la koy jàlle tamit di jàlle tamit anti Fatou Diallo moom tamit di yaay Sophie Gomez ñu ngi leen ay jàlle bu baax a baax ñoom tamit am foofu di ci moom bari na biir Angleterre trop Amérique foo xalaat ci àddina si di ci bari nañ trop di jàlle tamit kii nga xam ne mooy Nuha foog ma jàlle ko ak mbokkaam parce que Nuha moom nekk na koo xam ne ku jàpp ci Elite Media la is my support system saa yu ma nekkee di def dara ci Elite Media daf dee ñëw su gisee sax ku ma def dara sax dina ñëw ne sis ñi bu leen faale defal nii defal ne xam nga mu nekk ku ma dee advice tamit moom tam ci Birmingham di leen ko jàlle di ko jàlle mbokkaam yi xaw ma ko musuma koo gis waaye maa ngi koy jàlle parce que nit ku baax la moom tamit di nuyu nag keneen ki nga xam ne mooy Sirif Daay si ñi ko gën a xamee ñi xamee ko ci Big C ñi xamee ko ci Sirif Jammeh ndeysaan muy doomi ki ñoo ooyee oncle Momar Jammeh ñëpp xam nañ ko moom ca Banjul ndeysaan di ko jàlle famille leen yëpp di leen jàlle di ko jàlle ñëpp daal yéen yàlla def suuf sedda seen kaw seen sarax yàgg seen ay loxo mbokka di ko ñaanal Gambie di yëpp di leen ñaanal fan bu gudda ñoom tamit ak wér bu yaram di ñaanal ñëpp wér ak wérle di wax ne tamit ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi feebar nekk ci hôpital yi tam di leen ñaan wér ak wérle ñi ngeen xam ne tamit caabi féete na leen gannaaw di leen ñaanal ñoom tamit ñu génn fañ nekka very soon di leen wax ne yéen ak ñoo seetaane fii ci Elite Media Facebook bi soo la nekkee suma page bi suma personal page tam di ngeen ñu fa seetaan suma guest bi tey Lamin Ndiaye la comme ni ma leen ko waxee woon déema leen ko war na indi waaye because of dëj bi rek moo tax mënuñ ko wan a indi yéen ñoo seetaan fii ci Facebook bi après yéen ñoo seetaan tamit si the biggest screen on YouTube as well xam nga gëj nañoo def loolu so am ngeen ñetti place yoo leen ma mën a seetaane soo leen tuné in Fatoumatta Coker di ngeen ma seetaan Elite Media di ngeen ma seetaan Facebook bi après di ngeen ma seetaan tam ci YouTube kon ñu indi Lamin Ndiaye parce que xam nga yëfi Gambie rek moom mooy loolu asalaamaaleykum Lamin Lamin, can you hear me?
Fatoumatta.
Wow. Hey, Lamin, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Fine, thank you.
Good.
Welcome to the platform. I think this is your first time here, Lamin. Bimo is the first time, right?
Bimo is my first time. Thank you for having me. It's my very first time. You're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up. Anga yo mag yo yagana today.
du tey nit ñu bari nag xamuñ loolu waaye tey nag dinañ wone man ma ñoo xamante boobu baro mu ngi just talk so we have been there together yang ma dégg Lamin dafa mel ni nga freeze ndeysaan li laa dee wax de Gambia internet
no man moom foog naa maa laa dégg right now nga man suma téléphone moom calls yi ñoo dee dugga rek all the time moom la ay it's all right
no Lamin dangaa block calls yi because ñu taxawoon ñu toog ñëpp ñu ngi la yow la ñoo xaar tey because waxtaan bi dafa nekk waxtaan bu neex waxtaan bu jag so na call si xaar na ñu xaar tey ñun ñoo moomee Lamin waaw yaa ngi maa dégg Lamin
maa laa dégg
okay so Lamin ñu gaaw rek def waxtaan bi rek waaye nag balaa ñoo egga sax si yeneen li njëkkee mooy képp bépp gan boo xam ne am nañ ko ci Elite Media platform bi li ñu dee njëkkee mooy xanaa laaj la rek pour nga wax ñu tuuti si sa boppa balaa ñoo mun a sori ak waxtaan bi Lamin wax ñu nga raaw lifin ko rek summarize ko rek def ko mu gàtta rek wax ñu kan mooy Lamin Ndiaye ci gàttal
Fatoumatta jërëjëf so maa ngi nuyu ñëpp ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi seetaan sa programme bi man la seen xarit Lamin Ndiaye ñëpp ñu xamee ko wala ràññee ko ci media work ci liggéey journalism laa nekk ma yàgga ci liggéey naa ci media bi for 12 years now, almost 13 years.
Oh, mu ngi freeze that.
yaa ma dégg.
Waaw dafa freeze on, but it's okay now. Ñu ngi laa dégg.
So liggéey naa ci place yu bëri, liggéey naa ci newsroom yu bëri. Today laa njëkkee woon, today amoon na jamono amoon nañ benn newspaper Gambia buñ dee ooyee today newspaper. Man foofu laa njëkkoon a liggéey foofu laa njëkkoon a am newsroom experience. Mu am ñaari editors, suma ñaari editor Nigerians len ñoo ma njëkk a train ci media bi. Liggéey naa ak ñoom for 3 years, then ma génn fa ma liggéey standard newspaper, standard liggéey naa standard be ma nekk editor in chief for a year, then ma génn standard. I think ma liggéeyal freedom newspaper as a contributing editor si dictatorship bi. Then bu ma jógee si after change bi bu mu ñëwee, then ma génn freedom, then ma advise my party for a year. Not a year exactly. I think it was about 10 months. Being on interior minister, I was his media advisor. Definitely for like 10 months. Lulu part-time la one. I was still doing some media consultancy work. Man don't edit I magazines. Then maligayal The Voice. Ma edit The Voice newspaper. My content editor in chief. I spent some time with them. I think it was about 6 months. Then majuge fofu that marigal Paradise TV, Paradise project bi bu ñëwé ñun ñoko door, ñun ñoko commencé télé bi bu ñëwé ñun ñoko commencé mag ben Ghanaian. Ñoko commencé, then ma nekk fofu, then ma bàyyi fofu, bu ma bàyyi fofu ci la liggéeyal Fatou Network, ma liggéeyal Fatou Network for 3 years, then yeah, maa ngi nii. So basically that's my media journey.
Wow. Okay. That's quite a journey. Quite a journey. Kon Lamin yow moom si media bi la moom ni nga ko waxee rek media bi la nit ñi gën a xamee man moom ma nga la xamee ci time bi may party nga nekkoon koo xam ne
exactly.
Waaw mu nekkoon koo xam ne dama bàyyi damaa kool ba sona muy maa blof bala maa mun a am pour wax bala maa xam may party ba mu jee ba dama ko daan rasal waaye bu nekk nit ku baax I'm just joking. Moom am nga he's strict with his work and like he follow protocol when it comes to Lamin NJIE. I know that about him. But Lamin, wow. Legi duga nañ fofu nonu, but Lamin, I want to know a little bit about your upbringing, childhood. You know, buga nañ ñoo xam. Ba pare xam naa duga tuuti rek ci sa privacy. Duma ko def that much. No, hang on a second, not that way, but luma buga wax rek fofu. I know that your wife is in America, right? Te yow yaa ngi nekk Gambia. Lamin, what are you still doing in Gambia? I want to know.
Well, nga man dama am project, man dama nekk di liggéey ci man nekk di liggéey di dance ma doole. So comme man nit ñi liñ dé what comme liñ dé xoole. Well, the West is good, right? You have all the opportunities there. At some point I will see what I can do about the West. But then li gën a am solo mooy man sant naa yàlla bu bëri maa ngi liggéey. I have been doing well, alhamdulillah, compared to comme suma morom yi ñu nga xam ne ñu ngi Gambia. So it's tough, right? But comme suma storied career bi moo la wax nii liggéey naa fu nekk, and then I was doing well in terms of suma liggéey. So oma benn naps comme gars yi nuñ ko lay ooyee benn naps pour wala
ñun xam na ne yaa ngi naps boy
dama naps nii I don't know, I don't think so, but then yeah, so that's comme maa ngi si ay projects so foog naa looloo ma téye Gambia. Yep.
Okay, wow. So oma tuuti because xam nga dugg political tuuti wax nga fi lu bari li nga def. And then some people keep saying, oh, Lamin NJIE mom, fi mu nekk ni daal NPP la. Léegi lu ma bëgg a xam mooy, are you working for the borough government or you're not working for the borough government? Loolu laa bëgg a xam.
So here's the thing, man, I don't work for the borough government. Borough government offer my job. Borough government, I'm not on their payroll. I don't receive any money from them. I'm just a private independent citizen ko xamne mu ngi def tingam mu ngi survive jollof rek alhamdulillah but comme mu leer man liggéeyaluma baro fayut ma man suma media project bi sa baro xamu ci dara baro télé rek la ma day gis wala suma demee state house ma gis ko and then ñu waxtaan rek ci mbiri dika bi and then that's it man baro at some point sax daf dee foog ne man Star TV laa day liggéeyal because man Star TV dama fa dee def programme so daf dee seetaan suma programme all the time so moom he thinks ne man Star TV laay liggéey so baro government am bi I don't know anything about his government I am a private citizen. I am a private. Well, come so nege journalist dika bi dafa meeti. I mean, so nege Gambia dika bi. Because man amon na jamano. So they may see campi baro bi then waxon ne man opposition journalist la won because man back in the day when I was at the TFN come so go hole suma reporting style be one was a little anti-government. It was a little negative. So during those days, come man, so they may see opposition bi ñu nga xamne legi ñu ma brand ne man NPP la. Those days man ñooñu man may seen top journalist si diga bi I mean mange liggéey at some point baro sa def daan complain.
As far as I can see, sometimes it kind of looks like you're on the borough side. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody is entitled to one side then book a living. There is I'm not going to lead to by saying that.
Yes.
So, it's a bit confusing. Sometimes I think Lamin NJIE definitely NPP la. And then sometimes I think oh no, I don't think so. Because as a journalist, I want to believe that you're not supposed to be taking sides. Because that's what I'm looking for no. So
absolutely.
That's why I said that. And having said all that, now I really want to know your stand because it really looks like you're NPP. Or do you want to tell me you're just a sympathizer or what?
So here's the thing. Man, dama am an issue. It's good to clarify Lulu because 2021 ci jamono politics election 2021 bi jamono bobu nonu ñaari camp ñoo yëngaloon dika bi ñaari camp well amoon na yeneen camps yu ndaw yi waaye camps yu gën a mag yu gën a yëngal réew mi mooy di NPP camp ak di UDP camp ñaari camp yu waaye man dama amaa gaay problème well suma media bi dañ amaa gaay problème UDP camp bi because dafa am ku ñëw foofu noonu mu wax ay wax yu ñaaw wax yoo xam ne dañ ko wax seen kilifa loolu neexut leen so as a result of that guy mer ñu ne dañ ma boycott then man ma dugga si xeex boobu noonu because man I was the editor so automatically dañ ne man dama leen tooñ so dañ ma mere so xeex boobu fa la jotee because journalist lii de tax journalist mun a liggéey mooy information right su ma ñëwee ci yow Fatmata ma leen ne jox ma information ci sa ay activities wala problème mu am ci sa camp bi ma ñëw ma ne la ok lii laa bëgg ma def then nga jox ma ko waaye yow su fekkee ne yow danga ma geeda nga ne man you're not gonna do anything with me su ma la invite suma platform bi you're not gonna come and all of that if you do that then I cannot do anything about that. Lima muna def moy ki nga xamne koku ma jox information man koku lay muna liggéeyal waye ko xamne muna def ma boycott def ma blacklist du am ben affaire bo xamne dina ko def ak man so then I'm sorry so now these are the same people ñoo xamne ñu ne dañ ma blacklist but these are the same people ñi nga xamne ñu ne man dama bias because you don't want to do anything with me but you don't want me to work with the others ñoo xamne ñooñu they give me their information they give me their good information positive information ñu ma ko jox te leena mo man leena la ci gis okay yow nga ne dag ma boycott you don't need my service bugulo ma liggéey ak yow you don't want me to work with you but what you want is you want me to be a negative journalist towards ñi nga xamne they are ready to work with me and this is where so lolu man mënuma ko def for example
but if you any particular person say that to you
well you have seen it dem na si Dabo buga ko interview bo xamne interview jamala interview bo xamne interview la bo xamne was well meant man ma jël interview bobu nonu ma jégal ko suma xol bi ne and there was nothing there was no ill intention or whatsoever interview bobu nonu man I thought ne it was going to at least tension bi nekk man suma digante waa UDP dama fiiloo ne interview bobu suma ko defee dina doon lifin tension bobu noonu but dem na fa gis nga problem biñ ma fitnal. So now if you man I'm and a lot of things have been said about me bo xamne man tamit sometimes I think I took it personally because man 2016 to now 2021 to now a lot of things have been said about me yo xamne they're so very untrue, they're all lies. So man suma gisee lolu non dama gis suma bobu man tamit nit la. So some of these things I took it personally and then I said okay look man ñi momuñ ma, if they think that they can bully me man I'm going to show them man tam man may kan because ken momut ken ci diga bi. So man journalist la of course but nit la tamit you know yena so ma ko defé def ma hot dina ma hot. So some of these people going around saying all this crazy stuff about me dama ko gis man no, but this is so unfair because man just previously just a few months back in 2021 man I was their darling man like they owe the best journalist because I was doing their bidding, they were sending me their stuff attacking government man ko post
wa taga fofu sa ba. So fofu nonu lolu nga wax nonu mo harama indi la back tuti. So yo dang ma buga wax ne or can you help me understand danga buga wax ne UDP ku site tak ñom rek ñom as a journalist or whoever you are so bugging you close to Ousainou Darboe or to anybody then la push aside because you're not part of them. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, come man, I'm just talking about my experience. I don't know Nyomsen relationship with the other journalists. Man, I'm talking about my personal issues with them.
Now, to you, so do you want to tell me that because you're not UDP, that's why Nyom ñu la def li?
No. I'm not saying I'm not UDP. What I'm saying is problem mo am sun digante. Dafa am man ak UDP musuñu am problem. UDP has always been my friends. Comme ñom ñep they have always been my so whole history bi légui la social media am Gambia nit ñi commencé di xam all these things. But way back ya Jammeh bu fi nekkutoon time bobu nono social media amutoon so amé sa nit ñi dañ ko daan use but people are very careful. Why that time man UDP were my friends. Jamono bu metti mu ngi nonu jamono bo xamne UDP dañu am press release duñ dé xam fan lañ ko yobu man I was publishing those news releases and those press releases on my paper man I was doing that ma dabot sun relationship bi dafa yaga du tay but why social media jamono bu ñëwé xalé social media jog ñu la buga indil problème dila dégal fo dekut so sometimes come def la dé metti because man I know come for example problème Baba Jabi man I know how I handle it and reasonable UDP people ñi nga xamne dañ reasonable am nañ xel ñoñu I have a lot of ñi nga xamne dañ ma respect ci biir UDP amna a few or couple ñi nga xamne explainal na len ko mbir bi yeb num demé understand nañ so affaire yi fala demé man dama that was just an incident bobu they held it against me incident bobu nono mo cause man suma problème ak UDP be gaay di ma block di ma blacklist di ma dekal fuma degut di wax lu nekk ci man lo xamne yeb du diga but I don't façon yoy non soko defé and then man I have a family people are you know I mean my mom is all the time worried because people
are yo, for what I understand, because you know, like I said, man, I have to do a little bit of research. I know your father is UDP, right?
Yes.
Your father is strong UDP.
Man suma papa so le me suma kër bu mag ba légui bunti négambe ci biti ci bunti négambe ci kaw mu ngi aj natali Ousainou Darboe fofu nonu man kër UDP la judo fala yaro man suma papa UDP num ko day waxe ñom UDP 1996 len du UDP 2016 wala UDP 2017 no ñom UDP buñ ko don form ci dëkk bi in 1996 my dad was part and parcel of it even though ñoñu duñ musa feñ ñoñu ci background bi lañ nekk why their love for the party is real understand that so man all the time man so fo rek la day waxtanal suma xarit la so dañoo tok even all these I mean all these things all these fights all these wax bu bari maak suma daadu sun relationship sun démé bes bu nekk dañ dé am sun jotaay sun saat jotaay most of the people sun ma kolé dinañ la wax ne dama leen dé wax ne maak suma papa so dañoo tok ñu waxtaan ñu wérante dina ma wax li Adama Barrow lele so man tamit pour ma lifin ko just pour li provoque ko ñu gëna waxtaan man tam ma pretend ne man tam maak ci benen side bi so dinañ waxtaan ci politique bu 2 hours dinañ tok ñu waxtaan be man suma soné ma ko ne ma ngay ñibi so comme affaire yi nonu la démé so man suma family all of them are most of them are UDP man Barrow 2016 presidential election bi man majority of my family members they all voted for UDP they are not NPP
So why is that like in your house? The fact ne
Very normal, very normal. Because I think politics is also about awareness, right? Ak
Yes.
maturity. Politics lola. Dengan boka, dengan living. Why kele mun na gisee ni nele, kele gisee nele lolo wata tah ngen neka enemy, right? Wata tah ngen neka enemy. Bengen ko ngen a threaten nante. Because man, every time so the messy police headquarters, suma reports in yung fa. Ni yung ma threaten. They're threatening my life. So that is how stupid some people can be. ñoo xamne xamuñ dara sen aduna ñom understand aduna nu mo doxé. So façon yoy because nit ñi di ngeen sen gis-gis fokk mu uté. Man I have a lot of UDP friends ñoo xamne despite everything that has happened, why so ma gisé gaay ak gaay how they approach me ak maturity bi di nga xamne ñi dañ xam dañ dañ understand affaire yi aduna nu moy doxé. So affaire yi fala em
wa légui because kula xam bu baax you have a big problem with UDP. You have issues with UDP because you have rant about it. We have seen you rant about it. You came, you talk about it on social media. You have written stuff about them. But my question now is, why do you always feel anyone that throw a stone at you is from UDP? Why do you always say it? It's the UDP people? Are you trying to create something there? It's just a question. Is it because you're trying to create something? Because there are a lot of people that are against UDP. So if you want to be on their side, when you against UDP, you'll have them on your side. Is it like that or what? What's going on here?
No. Man, I don't think like that. Man, I'm not man, I'm not into those things. Understand nga? So man, I think I understand really. Ligay mom do ci neka, especially nga neka journalist nga ne okay, bena camp rek fa ngay am non dedet. Dumuna am man I'm well aware ne there are also other people ñi nga xamne they are not UDP but man I'm not their cup of tea. Lolu duñ fi je, bari na fi. Why comme man ñi may wax moy I'm specifically referring to those people ñi nga xamne ñom they have their personal issues with me because ñom they have this issue ne man sen party bi man I have something against them. Man ñooñu la nekk di waxal, but there are a lot of people in the country too ñi nga xam ne bokkuñ parti UDP te every time dañ ma dee criticize te ñooñu seen criticism su ma ko gisee rek dama dee xam ne lii criticism bu genuine la. It's not out of malice, it's not out of hate. Dama dee understand you. Man I see all of those things.
Okay. ñu ñëw ci ki nga xam ne moom yow yaa moom it's like you always have your fist like ready to fight. Sabali.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? bu ma doon laajte dama la ko waxalee si nit ñi nuñ ko dee waxee Gambia bul jël li ma wax nii I'm trying to bring a bit of a joke inside as well. Those days people are saying that you are Sabali's boy highly Sabali I'm just joking by saying boy because you and Sabali were really 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 close, very good buddies. But nowadays we see you like cats and dog, a cat and a dog. It's like you're on each other's throat all the time. Anything you do, we see Sabali strongly criticize it or against it. What is going on between you and Sabali? From like being buddies to now being like enemies. What's going on here?
So Sabali, we have a history. Mag mom yaga nañ du tey. Mun naa wax ne man Sabali comme si media bi soo ñëwee si media bi laa wax de Sabali man suma ndóola because Sabali yaa jaame bi ko doon jël mu yóbbu ko Daily Observer mu def ko fa MD managing director. Man, I was already a full editor-in-chief. Man, I was the editor-in-chief of the Standard newspaper at that time. So Sabali sun harito yabi kumase na depuis that time. But even before that, Sabali mag mom sun harito yabi fim kumase moy bim ne ko won secretary general. Be mu gena fofu nonu mu am problème ak ya jame mu don dem court. Sabali si man la don rely man ma nekon editor Standard newspaper si man la don rely pour ma gene court report sami man don yoni suma reporters in court and reports yi ñu ngi ñew nga court mom so demé court té da nga dem mu favor la liñ fa wax evidence mu favor la suba nga dem evidence with la favor. So depuis that time te Sabali def dan read suma newspaper all the time because Standard was the leading newspaper in this country. Ma ngi remember sa suma proofreader bi Ahmed Alota mu ngi Canada léegi moo nekkoon suma proofreader bi suma magla suma kotola yaa xamoon na liggéey bi macha allah moom laa issue woon man dama edit ma jox ko just mu proofreader ma everything mu make sure mistake du am. Maa ngi remember benn bés Sabali dañ demoon court case am bi waaye that day evidence bi yëpp Sabali la favor Why that day man be edit my stories yi maa ngi sona mas forward my stories yi to Ahmed Alota bu Alota su deg duwee di dina xam ne li may wax man duma fen Alota mu génnee story Sabally bi mu delete ko ndeke moom génnee na ko man yëguma loolu man dama paak suma bagage ma ñibbi suba teel Sabally moom ma si lalwe mu call ma mu ne ma ne gis naa li nga def because evidence bi def ma favorité nanguloo génnee suma mu rant I mean mu wax lu ko ne man maa ngi sleepy ma ne waaw but that's not possible mu ngi si call ma ne ko ne yaa ngi amee newspaper mu ne ma ne waaw ma ne ko ne xoolal newspaper sa story bi mu fa mu xool ba mu doon wax jabara mu ne jéene xëj na suma bët yi ñoo baaxul seetal man da story bi mu fa story bi ndege publishing ko then ma ñëw si office bi ma xool newspaper bi ma gis suma story bi ma ne waaw suma story bi lan moo xew ma dem xool suma computer bi ma gis ne confirm ne story Sabally bi edit naa ko ba yónnee ko Alota ci la summon Alota ma ne ko ne ana story Sabally mu ne ma ne xam nga man maa ko génne ma ne ko ne but why do you do that why do you take out my story drop my story without letting me know Ahmed Alota ci la ko daaxa gis nga so depuis that time moom Sabally ñu ñëw ñu def ko MD Daily Observer mu dugga si mbiri media xam nga dafa def boppam ne dafa xam lépp Sabally every time dafa ko dee advice because suma xarit la woon we are so close ma ne ko ne dem nga Observer
ci suuf de dafa war a eeg pour waalaan yaa ngi ko tooñ te su eegee dina la tooñ
non tooñu ma ko dama man dëgg laay wax Sabally man ragalu ko su man doola si media bi gis nga so mu ñëw Observer ma advice ko ma ne ko ne look yaa ngi am ay editors yi bàyyil editors yi ñu liggéey Sabally bés bu nekk dafa arrogant moo ko sonal bés bu nekk su ma gisee bu ne ma hey ñii munuñ dëgg ñii munuñ binda sax waaye léegi that's what I'm saying so Sabally comme suma xalaatee man all the things that I did for that man comme sometimes daf ma dee stress moo tax xëy na ma wax loolu but it's all good, well and good so man suñ relationship bi that time la commencé so to now to even Sabally sax balaa mu doon join UDP Sabally NPP la doon dogo di daw si gannaaw président bi di ko bugg a mit di mit ay nit ñi pour ñu boole ko président bi sax buggoon na koo jox di benefit of the doubt pour mu xaaya ko mu jël ko balaa ngaa yëg dara Sabally commencé di drop ay bombs on the president di attack president the next minute mu la defa join UDP but that's fine na dem mu join UDP that's his problem waaye man musuma am te Sabally even before that man mi moo nekkoon TFN Sabally dafa jotee woon ñëpp jotee na Pa Modou Bojang jotee na Kër Fatou Touré ñëpp la dee jotel so kim dee daw rek mooy man maay xaritam woon su amee any article man la ko dee forward man maa dee génne article saami yëpp fu mooy attaque président bi yëpp everything that he does nonsense saami yëpp article saami yëpp man la ko dee yónnee maa ko dee publish every time dafa ñëw suma office mu ñu waxtaan mu wax
Well, I think we need to, because this is not about Sabally. Why don't I like what is your problem for real? But I think
so come man ama ben problem man comme Sabally comme like UDP party bi buñ commencé di supporters buñ commencé di ma dëkkal fi ma dëkkut di ma name names NPP la lii la Sabally dafa dem bi mu binda because Sabally man dama seet maag suma moom surtout mu dugal si moom moo commencé di dugal xeex maag moom suñu diggante di wax yoo xam ne amut mu dem binda very nasty thing about me guy forward ma ko so bi ñoo forwardee man si laa dem si gis-gis bi moo wax about Sabally and this man the bad things that he did in this country moom su amoon sense su amoon brain dafa war a leeloo waruta dugga ci yeenay man loolu laa war rek Sabally mere ma ci mer boobu la nekka muy suma book launch bi sax gisuloo mu bugga si nde yow amuloo maalo bi amuloo ko waaye nga bugga si sooti suuf so these are the issues gisuloo gaayaam yi ñi nga xam ne ñu dee defend Sabally te Sabally joxuñ ko benn respect UDP soo demee si hierarchy UDP bi ñi nga xam ne ñooy leaders yi ñoo gën a maata in UDP these nonsense people ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñu ngi si society bi ñooñu dañ ko dee support di daw ci moom di ko dawal di ko defend waaye doo gis benn reasonable UDP guy boo xam ne dina génn si social media bi mu xeexal Sabally so Sabally that's the kind of person that he is Sabally he is arrogant dafa feel ne moom he knows everything waaye Sabally xam na moom bu baax Sabally xam na ne man ak moom fan lañ jaar xam na ne su nekkee binda la Sabally daaxut ma binda laa wax so he knows me very well so he all the time feels threatened.
All right, you feel okay. Legi lolo nga feel he's threatened when it comes to you. But anyways, I think we are gonna move on. from Yefi Sabali because it's going to bring something else. And Sabali is not here to defend himself. So I would rather we don't talk about Sabali again because there is more to Lamin Jai that we can talk about than sitting here talking about Sabali. But Sabali is part of talking about Lamin Jai, mënuñ ko escape. But anyways, pour mbokk yéen mi seetaan yéen ñoo seetaan fii ci Elite Media Facebook Live dañu seetaan tamit YouTube so that yéen am na ñoo xam ne nag sama friends and you're watching me on my own page te I guess na Lamin Jai share na ko jamono tamit because gis naa ne ñeneen ñi dañu bëgg a share na waaye Lamin jëm ko share jamono affaire ci dem na dem viral léegi we have a guest Lamin Jai I have a guest koo xam ne dama ko invite pour affaire ci xala tànga tuuti because dinaa bëgg a ñëw dugg si yëfi book bi ak yeneen so dama invite koo xam ne sa xarit la but xam naa ne yéen ñaar ngeen ko dee mosalante ba mu safa I know I didn't tell you about this yow journalist nga yow you can always expect
danga ma ambush
you always have to expect the unexpected anyway I have Dabah Malik here Dabah Malik moom laa am nii hi Dabah
hello, Farmana. Naga.
Hey, Farmana.
Sorry, I cannot, show my face because Manga drive. Regular I just closed from the office,
okay.
So Manga drive going home,
Yeah, it's okay. I understand. Wow. Yeah. So, you buy lang nga nuyo tuti. So, kada fe so nuyo rek ñu dal di duga ci waxtaan bi because dafa am fi ma juglu ak Lamin. Te buga na nga bokasi. Ba pare gis naa ne tamit ne Lamin sax xarit la waaye yow gis naa ne ragaluloo pour soo buggee wax Lamin dëgg danga ko dee wax dëgg fu mu gën a métti so that's why ma bugga la nga ñëw because am na ñu bëgg nga waxtaan tuuti waaye bala maa dugga fi sori ñu bàyyi la rek nga introduce sa boppa pour nit ñi xam kan mooy Dabah xam naa xam nañ la ba pare waaye still we want to hear a little bit about you.
Yeah, asalaamaaleykum maa ngi nuyu képp ku nekk di seetaan ak foo mun di nekk yow tam maa ngi laa nuyu maa ngi nuyu suma brother Lamin Jai man nag dama ko dee find very difficult to talk about myself but one thing that I can say is like I'm a Gambian ñoomi laa juddoo su benn dëkk bu em rek bu nekk boori Jufre bu ñoo oyee Mbanta nekk doomi béykat struggle like every young Gambian life wasn't easy for me, I'm on, the red carpet wasn't rolled out for me. So man, everything I achieved, I'm going to achieve through the hard way and I walk through life, I'm ken ku ñëw taxaw wax la ne, mama defal li wala mama defal favor bale no. Man, I've always believed in myself, even when people doubted me, man, dama musa gom suma bopa because that's what my dad taught me. And, loolu la ma gom lo, daf ma yaaga gom lo ne, aduna bi bul yaakaar kenn lépp loo mun defal ko sa bopp ku la si fekka tamit santa yàlla su keneen ñëw tamit fekka dem nga so man si life bu ma nekk dama gëm ne like I have to walk the foot képp ku ma fekka si yoon bi tam nga fekka ma ko ku ma fa fekku tam fekka man sori naa daal basically
dëgg la jërëjëf Dabah thank you yaa ngi ñoo dégg Dabah
that's it.
Yeah, jërëjëf Dabah thank you very much ñu ngi laa dégg waaye dafa xala break tuuti thank you very much nit ku baax ngoog ndeysaan I remember one year I went to Gambia and Dabah Malik ndeysaan he's a great guy dafa ñëw sax ne ma aca sis dugal si moto bi defal boppam essence and everything ne ma kañ dem ma yóbbu la si everything loo bëgg a def and I remember am na leena lu ma doon def Gambia dafa bàyyi soxlaam yëpp xoolal ma nit ñi ñu bëgg ñu ñëw yëpp ci loolu ndeysaan so Dabah jërëjëf ñu ngi laa gërëm di la sant si loolu noonu ma indi la fii tey nag waaye dama comme ni ma ko waxee dama dee gis ne dang dee si suma si gis-gis dama la si dee follow trop dama dee follow gis-gis bi di nuyu nag Ansu Jaak moom tamit mu nekk suma brother bu baax di nuyu ñëpp ñi dee nekk si gis-gis bi ma ngi laa nuyu bu baax a baax ma gis ne when it comes to yeena yi doo dee agree ak ñoom affaire si daf dee xala tense léegi si kanam tuuti naa la dugal ñu ngi laa bàyyi nga déglu waaye si kanam tuuti naa ñëwaat si yow ma delluwaat si Lamin Jai parce que fi mu nekk fa naa jot na pour ma laaj Lamin few questions ba ñu dugg si biir book bi because I know he was heading somewhere daf doon war a génn and thank you very much Lamin Jai once again for coming on board because xam naa ne yaa ngi war a génn démbal lañ ko waroon a def waaye dëj am ñu cancel ko Lamin léegi dama bëggoon a laajte rek tuuti si yëfi jamono jamono is your media house right jamono la waaw bëggoon naa see laajte tuuti we know that you're the CEO of jamono you're the founder of jamono léegi li ma bëggoon a xam rek mooy because speculations are going round ne yow moomuloo jamono so I just want to know are you the owner of jamono and is there anyone it's a question dama dégg people from the borough government are partners, are in partnership with you, si jamono. That's why you are so much into them, because I'm not saying you're receiving a brown envelope, but it's just lo xamne man ko degal. So yo yaay ndey mbila bi. So I just want to know.
So xam nga waxoon naa la ne man Baro maag moom musu ñoo wax suma projet gi jamono bi Baro xamul jamono sax naka laa fa demee Baro Baro dafa foog ne man Star TV laa dee liggéeyal because Star TV dama fa dee def programme te def dee seetaan programme boobu all the time. So man xam nga some of these things balaa nit ñi di toog di wax ay wax yoo xamut amut so lazy wood these things are easy to find. So just demal ci Ministry of Justice Minister of Justice Registrar's Office nga dem fofu nonu di nga xam da company bi man suma company la wala du suma company di nga fa fekk suñ la joxe information bi di nga xam company bi kan moko mom Baro moko mom wala kele ko mom man suma programme.
But I'm just asking you, is it solely like company?
No, it's not solely me. It's not solely me. Max suma xarit ñoko commencé. I have a friend ko xamne mu ngi ci dëkk bi xale la ko mako magsa maa kooku ñoo commencé this project ñun ñoo nekk ci project because moom dugal na ci xaalisam so maa kooku ñoo nekk di def this project together.
Okay, thank you, because loolu leeral nga ko léegi so nit ñi doon wax loolu noonu Lamin leeral na ko so amul benn loxo NPP bu si nekk so foofu leer na waaye Lamin gars yi ne suñu demee ba si biir bañ gis ne waa NPP ñoo ko moom di nga am problème ak gars yi de.
non gars kay nañ dem ñu investigate affaire yi yow man a Gambia moom yéen ay moom du kenn dugal fin.
Okay, and Lamin, the other thing is a lot of people keep saying that they always see you take side. Do you see it as taking side, or how do you see it? Then always so that happening like then they gis ne Lamin dafa am fu feto. So people question your journalism. Ni dañ ko dey question.
So lolu I mean it's always expected. Lolu dafa nekk loo xam ne all the time dañ ko expect. Yes, man, I think ne I have been very kind. I have been very kind towards NPP at government B. I will say that here. I have been very, very kind in terms of some analysis about issues. But what I will not do, do
you think that's why people are mistaking it as the NPP? Because
I think so. Because what people objective analysis, just bias analysis, I'm not going to mom is always going to be biased. Government be sudefe lu basa defa ne lu bon la. Te man can do expect ne yo government be sudefe lu basa yo ngane lu bon la ngane man ta mo wax ne lu bon la. Man I would not do that. Man suma gisee government mu def lo xamne lu bax la dama ne government def lim def is baxna. For example, xalé biñ dé man I went publicly out there I was so mad at the government and the failures in the government te wax nako fu nekk. And then I even told a lot of people, they are even in government. I told them my disappointment and the fact that the president would not make sure somebody pays a price for this situation, for this tragedy. So man, national interest issues. Yo xamne government bi lim def baaxut. Dina génn man waaye comme nit ñi toog ci seen kawlali government bi dafa corrupt yow génnewuloo evidence génnewuloo benn evidence bu government bi dafa corrupt government bi dafa sàcc xaalis yow joxumuloo ma benn evidence pour nga ne man tamit damaa dem ma toog man government bi dafa corrupt man dama def loolu
waaw yaa ngi wax loolu about nit ñi liñ dee def but did you as well yaa ngi wax about the 69 children did you as well go underneath to find out how it really happened nga def lu bare bari ci biir pour lijjante pour xam nga mun a ñëw comme journaliste bi la nit ñi xamee ràññee la ko nga ñëw taxaw si kaw comme nu ko defee léegi moom yëpp is social media pour nga put them accountable ne gis ngeen xale yi ñu ngi nii deeni gis nañ ne defu leen lii gis nañ but yes like everybody else we saw you come out and show your frustration but did you really go deep as a journalist to really investigate about that? And Dabah Mali so pare buga na
before ñuy xam sali xew xale biñ commencé di dee man I was all the time talking to the authorities, the leaders. Dr. Mustafa Bite, so fege dong nan sedan suma program bi. Apiana suma program bi interview na ako severally about the issue of these kids. Nakalañ nekk di dee. Lim ma dee wax rek mooy paracetamol lañ ma dee wax. Kuma laajte mu ne ma ne paracetamol lañ dee naan. So dem nañ sa condemn nañ paracetamol syrup bi. Léegi li ñu wax mooy gars yi lifin bi doom bi pil bi nañ jël di def boobu syrup ñu ko jox xale. So but then WHO is the standard source for any journalist. Mooy standard source bi WHO ñoom suñ demee ba def investigation loolu kenn du ko question because these are the experts ñi ñoo am xam-xam bi seen xam-xam bi màcc na somebody that every journalist can rely on, okay, and say ne okay ñi lañ wax moo tax biñ génnee ñu ne ma ne okay, ñu ne wol bi ne lii moo nekk cough syrup si moo nekk di rey gaay instead of paracetamol syrup ma ne gis nga. So I was so mad ne comme I was working with people di leen laajte lan moo nekk di rey xale yi ñu ngi maa wax paracetamol la ndeke sax du paracetamol cough syrup la. So that was something that that got me livid te demee suma frustration bi dem naa ba génnee ko ba wax ko. So, and then even people, they are very well respected and they are leaders in government. When I spoke to people and they told me, well, what you said is true. Is very unfortunate. I mean, Lee is unacceptable. Okay. So just to stone and you, I think
okay, there is a little bit of contradiction here. I'm not going to contradict about Tuti. I'll go back to that. That's when you said, a lot of people come out and blush the government that they're very corrupt, they are this, they are that, they are really. Why you talk senlally, they don't even know. Then when definitely investigate will harm the reality. But did you do your investigation to know the government is not corrupt? Because from what I'm hearing, it's like you're citing the government. You are against people that are thinking that the government is.
I'm not corruption mom can do amne corruption amut. Understand that? Corruption for jar corruption dina am. Corruption am na kay. Wahuma na corruption amut. Lima wax moy. Come all these exaggerations, all these bias exaggerations ne corruption. Why all these people? Because journalists journalists work on sources. Yo Fatma so ame like something solid. Ne okay, corruption amna fi and it is something tangible bo xamne mun na ko use. Then ma contact as a journalist ga jox mako. Ma liggéey affaire yi noonu la demee waaye nit ñi duñ toog social media rek nit ñi duñ toog social media di wax ne government bi du corrupt na journalist yi ñu ngi fees si dëkk bi ñuy wax ne corruption am na tipulo yow soo waxee corruption am na that means yow mi ko wax yow xam nga fan la xewee te am nga evidence. So what you do is you tip off journalists.
No, hang on a second. Before I have a problem with you, in the past we have seen you saying that these people are corrupt, these people are lead. You have called Sabali names. You have done all of these things. No, hang on a second. Hang on. You've done all of these things, right? But you're saying all these things, but we haven't seen you come out with a tangible proof to show us that these things that you are saying is the fact and you have something to back it up. So how do you expect a normal citizen who is talking about corruption, while I'm talking to Lalambi Dikowa, now I expect you to put any tangible living teko si table. It is your job as a journalist to go and do your findings, bring it on the table, and prove to those people the government is not corrupt or they are corrupt.
Mansisuma Karia Ken Musuma Yange break. Mansuma Karia Ken Musuma tip information, Johma like a lead, just story. The Gambia we have a deglu. Si story nga joma a lead, ma talk si kawa, musuta am. So ma jahe tip, ma call ko, ma hamne okay lead, this is something that I can work on. Dema ko de topa. Understand nga? Why come you do talk si sa lalbi, sa digi lalbi, nga wa corruption, johulo ma ben journalists no la de ligay. So they made to everywhere. See the big democracy, see journalists buneka. They am sources out, they am eye sources. Yo so fegene yang si bill system be. Nga hamne dara hew na li is a corrupt act. There is nothing wrong with you tipping off a journalist. Wala nga intercept ben document bo hamne mbiri corruption na. There is nothing wrong with nga send ko journalist. So ko jeso hen journalist yang ko jox dara. There is nothing wrong with bank transaction mo am fa bo hamne government officials yi ñoo si involved. There is nothing wrong with some bank staff yo hamne ñu leak lolu to journalists. That is how it works. But journalists don't work on speculation. Speculation, journalists munuta liggéey ci speculation. Amul fen. Journalists dañ ko jox dara pour mu liggéey ko.
Thank you. I totally agree with you. But But what I don't agree with more the fact that you cannot call those people that you talk to lali that is their opinion. They are entitled to their opinions.
No,
But
no, no. I'm not
you
saying they are not entitled. I'm not saying they are not entitled to their opinions. What I'm saying is they are entitled to their opinions. Why don't you vilify journalists? Man mun na tok suma kaw lal ko wax lu ma ne waaye lu ma ne waaye bul wax ne journalist yi corruption bi mu ngi fees si dëkk bi liggéeyaloo ci journalist amul dara ci loxoom lan la moo liggéey because journalist sources moo dee tax journalist mu liggéey source moo dee tax journalist fu nekk la soo demee si White House bi sax Trump su defee dara war a Biden def dara def dee am ay nit ñoo xam ne they are his insiders dañ dee nekk ci biir waaye ñooy dañ dee dox si kaw journalist da nga ñëw sa journalist xaalis bi nga ne ko ne ok lii moo xew waaye journalist bi dina la protect mu make so mu protect sa identity yow doo musa feeñ ci story boobu noonu that is how these things work and let me tell you there are some investigative stories in this country. For example, let me talk to you about the the fisheries problem story boo xam ne Mustafa Keita boo jonam Mustafa Keita soo demee nga laajte ko dina la wax ne dama am source koo xam ne daf ma tip information bi dem ko dee tip nit ñi am na journalist yoo xam ne sax information dem koo jënd balaa ngaa mun a liggéey story foog nga jënd information nga dem si sources ñu jaay la information boo xam ne journalism noonu la especially investigative journalism noonu la dee doxee waaye du dee doxee si kaw speculation nit ñi toog si seen kaw lali di naan seen wonjo naan corruption am na yow joxuloo kooku benn information bu mooy liggéey loolu amul fen so def go to show you a lot of Gambians don't understand how these things work dañ dee toog si xamuñ sax liggéey bi nu mu dee demee dañ foog ne ñun dañ yaa boppa dañ war a dem rek ñu binda ne corruption am na fekk amuloo evidence te evidence boobu noonu naka nga ko xamee mooy nit ñi ñoo la dee dimbale ñoo la dee jox information
take a break Lamin take a break mais nga jëlee break tuuti ñu indi daa baax waat mooy li Lamin wax rek mooy sorry li ñoo wax fii affaire si waxtaan la so dañ bëgg rek ñu dégluwante ñu ñëpp ak xel yéen mi comment gis naa seen comments yi I think ne it will be nice if we're very civilized about this you can put your point across without ngeen ay saaga wala ngeen ay has anybody here so dama leen ko ñaan suma ñi binda ñaan naa leen
den civilized duñ ko mën a def they are not civilized duñ ko mën a def they are not civilized. Some of these people are not civilized. They cannot even have a simple conversation. That's the problem.
You're not like to man get control lolu. You're buying rek Lamin naka nga melni xamé mo la won ni de. Anyways, Daba Malik, come up. Xana ñu may Lamin mu jëlé break mu nan ndox. Take a chill pill. Take some of that paracetamol syrup. La ilaha illallah. Daba yaa ngi déglu naka nga gisee sa boy bi daal si ma ko doon laaj yëpp lan nga si am pour
Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, like, I came to know him a few years ago. Because man mom man suma childhood friends suma harit. Those are the people that I've been moving with. Ma judeo ci bena deka magandor defandor everything or people that I went to school with. Ñoo suma very close people like wow. Munalawa enemy in there, my friends. So Lamin along the years, Hamantane, and them then so close to the point, like we do things together. Until Luma ham to mom, like I'm gonna kunega man lima de warek. Man lima ham sinit lo lamana was in it. So I don't know if you on Lamin Baud wala Patu Rahman Baud. The man how my experience my lolu si mom. There is no way my mom gom lolu. But the man my personal experience at nit popular they use but George nit it. Want to do part of our Sambawa, So I found him to be a very smart and intelligent guy, and need to passionate about what he's doing.
What he does, yeah.
But perhaps he's a good writer. Okay. Sometimes, sometimes he's so passionate about things to the point like do they reason
well break
why then they understand that when somebody is passionate about what they do they can go up to any length in defending what they stand for. And man, Lolo, I like it about
Daba, can you hear me? Daba, can you hear me?
Man, I think I didn't know the application binila de nane battery. So I am running out of charge.
Wow.
So if you want to ask me about the book, I think you should, because suma moto bi suma telephone bi su fe manchi yon bi. Ila guma care. So
even if democracy sa
Daba yaa ngi break Daba ne ko dina dégg Daba yaa ñoo dégg hello Malik
fan mara yaa ma dégg
waaw dégg naa la Lamin Njaay dama am pour remove Daba su ko defee xëy na moom dina ñëwaat back on because dégguñ ko so xaaral ma
li ma doon wax rek suma téléphone bi xaw ma woon ne application bi ni la dee naanee batterie so suma batterie bi is about 15% la nekk nii te su eegaguma kër and then I'm going somewhere so dang ma bëgg a laajte about the book balaa batterie bi di mobile bi di fay su fay rek it's gonna be the end of the show. Yep.
Wow, okay. It won't be the end of the show. I can continue. Why still linga wata make na
yow it yaa ngi break so foog naa si app bi la de.
Dégga Lamin yéen a ngi maa dégga.
maa laa dégga léegi.
yaa ngi maa dégga Daba yaa ngi ñoo dégga. Let me remove that.
maa laa dégga léegi.
Waaw yaa ngi maa dégga. Okay Lamin, let's come. Gis nañ la recently ne yaa ngi ñëw binda a book. You say you're gonna launch your book very soon, and this book is based on Yefi Bob KEITA. Can you tell us a little bit about the book before my Yefi questions in regards to the book? And by the way, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So book bi mom book bi January bi la decide on pour bina book bi ni about this case because case bi dama ko toppa since day one man mun naa ikati suma loxo bi ci dëkk bi fii te kan du ko ñëma ña wàccee mooy ne when it comes to case Bob bi within the journalism community bi manam di good man maay koo xam ne cover naa case bi from the first day to the last day te misuma ben except xale bi minor bi bu mu doon testify because of course that was in camera loolu kenn du ci mun a cat biñ waxee loolu 6 months boobu noonu from November to mid 2022 kenn du ci mun a nekka so moo tax time boobu dew ma court waaye fekkee naa lépp bind naa lépp everything la record so man I was going when I was at the TFN maa ngi binda di denca everything ci suma computer bi but then I was so busy time boobu pour binda book it was going to be really tough waaye bi ma bàyyee Fatou Network in January si la free ma commencé di binda suma book bi te book bi bu ma commencé di binda suma book bi ki ma ko njëkk a yëgal mooy mu ngi prison xaaju kenn xalaatul sax ne dina génn wala du dégg time boobu noonu it was really tough man ak Bob since day one dafa yaaga sun history bi Bob man I was the journalist boo xam ne Bob relied on Bob dina ma message all the time dina ma call wala system bi Mariama Balde dina ma call Bob mu ne ma wax la ne 10 la code bi 10 la ma jóg suma kaw la because man duma dee teel a jóg because man duma teel a wàcce man dama liggéey ba 9-10 si guddi so mostly so man
Bob knew about the book. He got a consent for you to write about
of course since day one Bob was in prison waaye dinañ meet court man everything li ma soxla si Bob yëpp jox na ma ko li ma soxla si family members ami interview na system bi bu mag bi because moom tamit am na li ma soxloon ci moom about everything that happened moo tax ma tudd book bi ma tuddee ko what really happened because this is not just a bedroom book boo xam ne da nga toog sa biir kër te man suma book bi benn side si court bi woo ci lawyer si woo si state bi woo kenn du wax ne man dem naa ci gaay ma ne leen ne seen record si laa bëgg a xool dama bëgg a seet li ak li pour suma book bi man everything bu nekk suma book bi man maa dem temal suma boppa si court bi ma recordal ko suma boppa ma bindal ko suma boppa so man I was going to court quietly man I was not into xam nga ñi seen xeex bi 2022 Bob KEITA yi ñoom léegi tey lay ñëw rek commencé di seen Facebook TikTok so ñoom ñu ne ñoom ñooy hero si te leena ma leena man duma activiste man journalist la te since day one man Bob biñu ma ne dafa bëgg a dëkk bi xam lan moo xew ci keesam bi Bob was very disciplined every day mu ngi insist pour ma ñëw ci court bi dama jënd suma essence ma make sure I attend his sittings te leena la wax mu ne dafa bëgg ma educate public bi about the case dafa bëgg lépp leer wax naa ko leena man journalist la man am not an activist man ñëw ma fii pour defend la publicly I cannot do that man journalist la man duma activist man mënuma toog si internet bi di wax ne judge bi lele wala lawyer bi lele wala state bi lele wala baro lele wala justice system bi baaxut dañ nekk de waste time boobu dañ ko arrest dañ ko dafa innocent dañ ko tooñ man I cannot do that while a case is going on man I cannot comment on a case mun naa laa jox benn story léegi la Gambia neex rek xale yëpp free nañ di def lu leen neex waaye mun naa laa wax time yaa jaame man suma first boss Hamid Adiamo am na ñaari nit ku jotee woon si university professor Ka moo nekkoon vice chancellor bi Gumbo Ali Touré mu nekk a staff of the university Gumbo Ali Touré jotee professor Ka mu yóbbu ko court bu ko yóbbee court ñun suñ today newspaper dañ doon cover case bi waaye bi ñu doon cover case bi suma editor bi woon Hamid su dégloolee dina mu si dëkk bi dina xam ne li ma wax dëgg la wala dëgg Hamid dafa dem mu comment si case bi mu ne lawyer because moom xariti professor Ka la so moom tamit mu bàyyi si affaire yi mbir mi mu dem binda benn long article boo xam ne beneen side bi la doon attaque mu ne to the extent di attaque kooku lawyer bi ba du compter ne waa kooku angale sa déggut ko landed correct colleague la dee wax loolu jox ko problème bu mag gis nga man suba dama ñëw si office bi ma xool newspaper bi ma ne ko ne lii dinañ ci am problème mu ne ma ne nothing will happen mu génn a ñëw mu ne ma ne miss call nañ ma more than 50 times ñu ne ma uyu ji the next minute police yi ñoo ko jël si the next minute ñu yóbbu ko si kanami judge bi the next minute you charge ko contempt the next minute mile 2 weeks lañ ko fa tëj biñ ko tëjee mile 2 gis nga bu mu génnee pour hearing bi contempt hearing am bi daf ma ne mu ne ma ne suma noppay mile 2 yaa xana suma noppay mënu maa dégg dara ma ne ko ne wax naa la ne lii this is not journalist you cannot do that you cannot comment on a case you cannot be biased yow li nga def rek mooy fact yi te nga dem court mu féewoo ki nga xam ne kooku lañ yóbbu court nga bina ko suba nga dem dañoo wax loo xam ne du ko féewoo te a lot of people dañ ñëw rek last car leen dañ ñëw rek saani seen booba ci mbiri case yow xamuloo case nu mu demee ori seena bu mbay bi xaaral ma waxe ko noonu xamuloo case nu mu demee yow nga ñëw rek saani sa booba ci biir nga ay wax yoo xam ne amut soo man yooyu laa doon daaxa gis nga that Monday boo xam ne ñëpp ñëw rek joor si court bi a lot of those people these are misinformed citizens dañ ñëw ñu ne keroog mooy last day court bi boobu dafa ñibbi tey so man façon yooyu loolu laa doon jéem a dispel ne loolu lu wax demeewut noonu keroog du mun a nekk last day si court bi because there is a procedure ak process loi dafa am yoon so waaye man su ma waxee loolu ñu ne man dama bias man bugguma bopp these people don't have an idea about things te bugguñ kenn educate leen bugguñ ñu understand ñu explain leen ñu understand leen even bero boobu keroog buñ ko doon acquit sax si court bi dañ am pour delloowaat ko mile 2 it's not like okay judge bi dafa read kayit rek mu ne okay bàyyi nañ la ñibil den nga ñibi noonu demeewut noonu you have to go back to mile 2 kayit bi dañ ko am pour print ko ñu type ko ñu sign ko ñu seal ko kayit boobu la ñoo dem ñu wone ko mile 2 den nga soog a mun a free mbir bi noonu la dee demee so waaye book bi in terms of consent bi comme ni ma la ko waxee boobu maag boobu ñoo doon liggéey project bi sax and to tell you the truth ñun suñ project bi we went so far am nañ ci meeting we went so far we wanted this to be very beautiful mu nekk a national event and to tell you the truth and Gambian bi dafa narrow minded ñoom xaalis lañ ci gis waaye man gisuma si xaalis xam nga man lan laa si gis man tur laa si gis pour in the next 1000 years xale suñ ñëwee fii ñu jënd book bi ñu ne dafa am benn journaliste bu fi nekkoon moo document story boobu noonu bii nii man loolu dafa nekk ndam ci man loolu laa gis waaye ñoom xaalis moo leen sonal man xaalis sonaluma ci project bi
Lamin, let me come in because sa battery legi mu jeex so ñu ngi focus on loolu like too much. Let me come in because dama bëgg rek ñu answer question bi lu ma bëggoon a xam mooy question bi answer nga ma ko. Was Bob aware of the book? Yes, you said he was aware of the book because a lot of people ñu ma doon gis ñu doon bind they were very confused ne Bob never give you the consent to write this book and loolu tax ma laajte this question ne because tey yaa ngi wax live everybody is hearing you are making yaa ngi wax ne Bob is really strong he is a strong bone to this book because it's like practically you and him you know in a plan book bi daal yéen a ko def together waxoon nga ko xam na lu not expect but from what I understand comme ni ma ko gisee ñi binda ko ñi nga xam ne they are strong supporters of Bob ñoom nit ñi dañ leen dee déglu lu ñu wax ci Bob rek nit ñi dañ ko dee gëm ñooñu dañ wane ne Bob did not even know about the book until you wrote the book and were about to launch the book and that's when you told him about the book. Is that so or not?
So here's the thing. Bob dafa nekk boo xam ne xale boo xam ne la Bob amul fit xale bu ragal la te Bob fu mu ne nii dafa bugg a ñëpp kontaan ci mbiraam dafa bugg a satisfy ñëpp so Bob moo tax ma call naa ko ma ne ko mu bàyyi xelam bu baax moom xale la te Bob entourage am bi mbooloo bu ko toppani façon nit bu nekkaa fa nekka kii dafa ñëw mu wax la lii kile ñëw mu wax la lii te Gambian bi dafa mandu wut mandu baax na ci nit dafa war a mandu lu ci sa loo xam ne du sa yoon bul si duga. Okay, now here is the thing. Bob, a lot of people went to Bob di forcer ay wax pour Bob bu wax ne moom yëgut book bii nii man I know that te Bob ma wala leena Bob dafa am kersa Bob su waxee lii sax nga ñëw nga teg ko presso Bob mun naa change Bob façon nit boobu noonu Bob ñemewut. So Bob dañ dem ci moom. I'm coming.
If you say that, no, wait a minute. If you're saying that, Bob, we have to be very careful here. I think you're talking with emotion. Let's be very careful. No,
I'm not talking with emotion.
No, so Bob, when you put a pressure on him, he will end up telling you something that is not there. And Bob just came out of a case, a very big case, in the Gambia. So let's be very careful. So anyways, going fast forward, it's not about money. But so are you trying to tell me that you're not going to sell the book? Is it for free? Is it going to be charity?
Of course, the book is going to be sold. Come why man lima wax ni proceed. When I say it's not about money, I am saying the proceed. If these people think ne come man proceed 100% is going to be mine, no. Because man, I did this project with Bob and we are all going to benefit from the book. That is how so ñom dañ feel ne comme Lamin Jai dafa use kini pour buga bina book dem jaay book bi. In fact, book bi soko xolé content bi yeb man mako mom lolu ken mënu ko jël ci man. That's mine. Suma idea la suma brain work la. Lim mom moy natalam bi so you say niki natalam bi of course dafa melni da ngeen ko boka fo ngeen dem ngeen tok ngeen set naka ngeen ko defé so len benefit proceed su si am ku nekk limo am mu am ci so book bi is not going to be free of course lolu amul fen because book bi dañ ko wara print in Gambia demal nga laajte how expensive it is the Gambia can book of course yes of course not people will buy but it's not going to be as big as people are saying comme non la momel because Gambians we know can do they read ñepp lazy ci mbiril di read waaye li ci issue bi moy Bob man call nako te wana ko mu bàyyi xelam because Bob ñepp dañ jóg ku nekk ñëw dafa ñëwal bopam fay passam ne dañ ñëw pour jappalé Bob ñu taxawal ko xeex injustice bi Bob génna ñepp dañ waroon a ñibi seen kër yi ñu mandu ci mbiri Bob waaye bés bu nekk yaa ngi ko kool di ko wax waxi nit yi di ko isil yóbbul waxi jàmbur di dem comme li may wax ne nit ñi that's how they are behaving towards the boy di ko confused that is not their problem nit ñi li ñu war a def mooy dañ war a mandu ci Bob ñu génn ci mbiram yow li nga xeex loolu jeex na yow da nga war a téye sa boppa waaye ngay bugga let me just say this. Smart battery is running down. Let me just say this.
No, but you have to
let me just say this. No, but let me just say because smart battery is going down. Munna fe 1 minute. What I'm saying is.
What I'm trying to say here is, look, Bob, Bob ni nyange dem si mom. You were not there to know that you get them si mom. So you say that
everybody, I know. People are talking to Bob.
So is it Bob who told you that nyange dem si mom di ko walulu? So you see, I can switch this. I can move this to another dimension. No. Anyway, moving forward.
Let me just say this. Come lima wax moy. Bob call na ko te advice na ko mané ko ne Bob mu ne mané na mané ko nga baye sa xel bu baax ci sa entourage bi gis nga fum ne tolu ni Bob mo wara choose mom ina sakulam bi ñan la buga andal waye ken warut a ñew diko ñew di forcer sa bopa ci Bob lolu is very unfair to the boy bi dañ ko wara jox mu noki waye ku nekk di jël Bob because Gambian du def dara
ñu ngi la dégga calm down we can hear you. Okay. Gani, yen mi setan, yen mi deglu. I am very sorry. That was my guest Lamin Jai. Why? And to be honest with you, degalawa. This software be the demona gel, the demona soft battery. So understand now where he's coming from there. Battery mono na yeah. Tamit understand. So I'm a car charger, while I'm a power bank. We know Lamin Jai. I don't think he's running away from this. Lamin is tough. He knew what he was expecting. My moms are going into details. I just want to come have an interview with you. People know who Lamin Jai is, and then we talk about the book. I'm not questions you, but everybody you have the book on about the book. But unfortunately, like he said, battery MB, get them down and believe na man. No believe na lul see if battery because da nga gis ne software bi nekk di use ni blue jeans bi app bi ni daf dee muna yow anybody ku nekkoon si biir tey di nga gis ne daf dee mën a jël too much waaw today nag dem naa a different route dem naa a different route bu ma nit ñi giseewut dem mooy du ma dee bugg a challenge nit bu baax a baax te maa ko doon challenge am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi ma seen message dama come on you're being too tough on the guy and stuff but no dama ko doon answer according to moom ni mu bring out you know nit ki soo ko interview even if you are soo paree sa question sax soo ko amee sax moom ci li moo wax rek nga ko mën a tontu te ci li mu doon wax laa ko mën a tontu so this is the only way I could have done it and then again moom xamoon na ne dafa nekk lu tough so ma dama fi ne we have to give him a credit bi ñu ko war a mën a jox mooy it's not easy xam na ne ñu ko criticize si book bi ñoo ëppa waaye moom ñëw na at least mu uyusi ñëw taxaw waxtaan ak ñun so nañ leen ko may credit foofu noonu I think he did a good job by coming ñu ñëw waxtaan ak ñun Daba Malick Daba yaa maa dégga Daba oh ndeysaan ba pare yéen gis ngeen ko sax dafa nekkoon si motoom bi te loolu moo la won ne mu ngi jóge woon liggéey wàcca ñëw moom tamit mu ñëw toog di waxtaan ak ñun so nañ leen ko may loolu rek ne xam nga loolu moo ko dal xaaral ma seet ne naa ko mën a am pour mu jekkale ñu ko by phone ok xaaral ma indi keneen ma invite somebody else I have another guest koo xam ne bëggoon naa koo invite so let's see if he can come in as well moom tam ñu invite ko so xaaral ma seet suma guest bi maa ngi ko seen text ma seen ak kooku tam mun naa ñëw mu wax tuuti I think it's a very interesting very interesting interview and yes okay all right man gis ma boppam dama war a take chill pill dama war a take a glass of water parce que affaire si yombu tey suma benn xarit mu ma seen message léegi ne ma gis nga ma nga war di ñëw yii lañ bëgg ngay def ku la ne Gambien yooyu mooy nangu ngay ñëw di ko teg nii si hot seat mu ñëw ku la ne ñëpp a mel ni Lamin Njaay ku ñëw nii nga bëgg ko put si hot seat bi lii ragal naa sax after this interview comment fi oyati pour nga ñëw interview dangaa bañ dangaa ne Fatmata Kooka damaa ñu foofu mu ma laaj yoo xam ne xam nga Gambien bi day ragal interview te waru leen a ragal this how it is su fekkee dara dafa xew di ngeen dee war a ñëw ñu laaj leen question bi ngeen ñëw defend seen bopp ngeen answer all right I have another guest Antu Jack am nañ Antu Jack moom tamit short time la am forcé naa ko ba moom tam mu ñëw hi Antu
yes hello Fatou nakam
hi nanga def
maa ngi fine sorry de suma line moo baaxut ndax am batterie bi moo dem you know
it's okay yéen ñëpp
waa def seen liggéey
yéen ñëpp dama leen pareel waa gis nga yéen waa gis laa fi indi tey gis naa noo doon sonalee suma waa ji Lamin Njaay no ci la bokk waxtaan bu neex la and I'm happy that he came because at least wax na li nekk ci moom wax na explain na his side of the story and stuff like that yes so Antu ñu bàyyi la nga by the way guys kii wax ni Antu Jack la moom mi nga xam ne moo dee host gis-gis show bi si Fatou Network bi ak Paradise TV so Antu welcome on board and this is your first time here as well Antu right
yeah this is my first time why you know maa ngi doon enjoy show bi te dama la dee follow
bu fi liggéey
you're doing a good job
wow thank you so much waaw léegi Antu welcome léegi bëggoon naa rek waxtaan ak yow tuuti rek about this book Lamin Njaay bugam bi ak yooyu noonu what's your take about this book Lamin's book because a lot of people ñu ngi wax ne Lamin book bi waru ko woon a def man personally I think ne it's not even about writing the book or not writing the book ma fi ne timing bi tamit it's not really good even if you have to write a book the timing is not good and I wish ne mu ngi ko woon pour ma mun a go deep into laaj ko ne ko because if you want to write a book about Bob Keita it has to be you Bob Keita sit down and then you know deep inside what Bob Keita is about but not just this case anyways yow ñu bàyyi la tuuti nga am loo ci saani
okay Fatou thank you very much I'm glad pour ma join programme bi pour ma wax a little bit about this thing because I know both Bob and Lamin Njaay you know they're my friends Bob dama ko xam through Ansu Singate the popular one bu ñëpp nekk di wax ne moo génn disappoint I mean Bob Keita, who is a very close friend. Lu bëri wax yu bëri you know xam nga dëkk bi dafa funny and the funny thing moo nekk ñu bëri dañ dee wax because they don't know lu nekk di dem ci ground bi lu réew and maa ngi déglu Lamin fu mu doon waxee Lamin was too emotional because of it's hard pour nga toog di def liggéey bu baax bu rafet yàgg na you know lii has nothing to do with gis-gis wala Lamin nu mu nekkee suma waay but
this is on you personally, yes.
Yes, so we've seen Lamin naka la started di liggéey du tey and man suma last visit to Mile 2 to visit Bob was with Lamin. You know, I was with Lamin. Man ak Lamin ñoo fa nekk ak TFM Fatu Network seen technician bi. We were there to see Lamin, naka how to call it, Bob, and you know we had good exchange. And suma wax ak Bob yep that very day was because dama bëgg pour moom ak Ansu ñu ñëw back together because they're very good friends, very very close friends, and they shared good memories of course. Ma explain ko clearly ne this country we're all young people ñun yëpp we're below the age of 33 so but there are people yoo xam ne they're outside and they're not really productive. I'm really sorry to say but even in Gambia here man it's sad to say but am na mag yoo xam ne they have 45 years 48 years and they behave ni xale bu ndaw ci social media bi they are not productive and nekkuñ di xool nan la ñu mën a dimbalee the young ones and loolu is very sad because man suma booba dama dee toog dina ñun Gambia fa la ñoo mën a dem if we having people like for example Sabally who is very educated and also respected man Sabally is someone koo xam ne is like a mentor to me because there was a time mu doon wax loolu noonu support na ma when I was at GRTS moo fa doon liggéey as a reporter journalist whatsoever but dafa sad pour nga gis Lamin liggéey ci book bii nii and this has nothing to do with UDP man I'm gonna be very frank in this lii amul ne UDP ñoo génna di fight Lamin Jai because bëgguñ mu bind a book ci Bob no du loolu but lii has to do with certain individuals yoo xam ne they want to claim ownership of Bob Keita xam nga dañ we have to be frank Bob just normal human being la doomi aadama la comme man ak keneen Bob is a very nice guy and very kind guy and the reason why Lamin mu doon wax it was difficult pour Bob war a mun a leeral ay yenn mbir is because Bob dafa kind and people are different am na ñoo xam ne they can address things ñu wax la ko with set bot ak bot why Bob cannot do that because he's a nice guy he's a kind guy daf dee rus and daf dee teel a fàtte daf dee teel a mun a baalal nit ci lu ma bëgg a wax ci side boobu so man personally lu ma xam be xam mooy I know ne Bob he's aware of this book because man in particular meet on now with Bob somewhere then ma ne ko ne Lamin nga liggéey ca book bi and all of that ndax yi nga ni wax mu ne ma yee and dinaa ko support dinaa génna ma support ko in fact mu ne ma ne look suma grand interview to anybody in Gambia dafa nekk Lamin Jai because Lamin is the very person boo xam ne moo njëkk a génna start the cover suma stories yi lii has nothing to do with my friendship ak Lamin Jai or Bob or whatever dafa wax rek lu ma xam okay there was just was it 2 weeks ago man ak Lamin ñu ngi woon maa ngi drive maa ngi pick Lamin ñu ngi dem somewhere else and then ma ne Lamin mu ne ma ne book baa ngi nii mu woon ma some little bit about content bi ma ne ko well did you talk to Bob about this mu ne ma yee wax nañ si ma ne ko ne ndax da nga yaa ngi dégg I want you to underline this ma ne ko ne ndax da ngaa jox Bob share for example soo leen defee sales si book bi nii mu ne ma it is so obvious ne dama ko jox dara understand nga dinaa ko jox share ma ne ko that will be perfect then ma ne ko lii is great and then lu ma ko wax Lamin ma ne ko look lii is not about you fekk man xamoon sa lii dina fi ñëw ba nit ñi di si coow ma ne ko lii is about Gambians yi like young generation bi right now we are lost when it comes to relationship xamu ni ñoo seepee suñu life dëkk bi so stressed the government they are not doing the right thing corruption be so high people are really stressed and pressed so ma ne ko look soo bindee book bi nii the next 30 years the next 40 years 50 years nit ñi dina ñëw ñu jàng story and then they will understand the story is from Gambia because most of the time li ñu dee jàng book yu ñu dee read yëpp dañ dee jógee from other countries so I think it's good ne look Lamin is a young guy koo xam ne look he's someone very helpful to his family xam nga Lamin moo yore family am so su doon Lamin daf doon def lii sax pour make money what next dafa toog si taabulam di ko binda and lii mooy liggéey Lamin du man that's why man I'm not a journalist understand nga man I'm a TV host because I have something lu ma nekk def on the other side waaye Lamin liggéeyam mooy binda so nit soo mënutee jàppale nit da nga ko war a bàyyi and Sabally I think I'm not attacking him or whatsoever, but I think it's high time mu bàyyi di dimbale i ndaw yi suñu demee ba di sign mu leen di toppa. It's very bad. Man personally man kenn xamee woon maa wax, but Sabally daf dee dem di bind rubbish si page am bi. I'm very sorry. Dama respect Sabally trop, but even my friends, my best friends, my family, they were so disappointed when they saw things yoo xam ne Sabally daf ko dee bind about me. maa ngi gis mu ngi wax ne man national disaster la, man dama ñàkk suma soul. Fekk man Sabally musuma koo def dara, simply because Lamin Jaye dafa ñëw share opinion. You know, we've seen the circle of not only Sabally, but certain folks yoo xam ne they believe na ñoom ñoo moom, you know, Bob KEITA. And I can tell you, ñoo xam ne ñoo honest, ñoo genuine, ñoo doon support Bob from the onset. I can tell you, I know ñooñu noonu. And I can tell you, problème yi Bob bi bu mu starté, bu mu xewee, maybe 15 of us or 10 of us ñoo ko yëgoon in Gambia, to be honest. So coow bi moo bëri rek last minute yi ñi di capture, di profito, di def foofu noonu whatsoever. They have their own goals. I mean, different people, you know. But I can tell you, the likes of Ndeye Fatima Jammeh of UDP, she is someone very genuine. Not only her, and you know, we have some other people. I can tell you, them social media, like, the blah blah, but they were on the ground for Bob KEITA, and they were there from the onset. And Ansu Singate was one of them. Ansu Singate Hariti Bobla, man nit ñaari nit suñu amee problème lu ma def mooy ma ñëw ma jubooloo leen, and then you fàtte the past if they are very close and they share good memories. But ñoo di ñëw di wax Bob ne kii dafa bon, kii dafa lale. No, loolu is wrong, and that is what is happening ci affaire yi Bob bi yëpp. And Bob is just a human being. The guy understand Lulu. He's just a normal human being. Bob Nitla. You know?
Yeah. In a way, I can't understand where people are coming from, because book B, timing B, don't you think that it's the timing of the book is wrong? Don't you think so?
Lee has nothing to do with the timing, because Lamin Jaye dafa yaga di liggéey ci lii depuis. Lamin is a smart guy. You know, let's just say this. There are young people you have no gonna smart mag you am seen master's degree di talk fi di bala on Facebook. They are not working. Nekkuñ di liggéey amuñ benn njëriñ ci society bi. Lu ñoo def mooy di go after every person. Lamin is a young guy boo xam ne dañ ko war a support. Not only Lamin, but there are a lot of young people, even Bob KEITA right now. So they Gambians, they're so genuine. I mean, ñoo xam ne they've been there from the onset supporting Bob. This will come out and then put in some money for Bob KEITA's business, because Bob Ngiame a business boo xam ne, you know, he was doing well. But now, man, I'm into business. I know how stressful country bi nu mel. They should put in money boo xam ne, I mean, huge money boo xam ne dina mun a help Bob pour mu am a very good kickstart.
You know,
the same thing applies to Lamin Jaye. Lamin Jaye dafa yaga di bind story bi, dafa yaga di Lamin xamoon na lii dina ñëw en. Man Lamin Jaye we talk, so doon Lamin Jaye daf doon side with ñoom Seynabou, man dama ko doon xam, and duma fi nekk fii sax di wax yi nii, understand nga? But ñun even gis-gis bi, man that day bu ma demee seeti Bob mile 2, there is a prison officer bu ñëw mu ne ma ne Ansu yow dang doon go against Bob. And look, man, I'm a TV host. You don't expect me to my bias. Luma wara def moy ma neutral, even though I know Bob is my good friend. You know that they knows madam Kiram. You know we've done so many things together. Understand? But nit ñi outside, they don't understand that. Ñun dañoo tok ci télé wax hulo, next minute ñu jubo. Da nga gis nit ñu, you know. So buguma dem into detail about that, but then I can tell you now, Lamin dañ ko wara jappalé about this, and Lee has nothing to do with UDP fighting Lamin. Not to publish this book, but it has to do with certain individuals you have. They think and believe na ñoom moom Bob KEITA, ñoom ñooy best friend yi Bob KEITA. Waaye ba ma wala best friend duñ ko dee forcé, close friend duñ ko dee forcé. Loolu daf dee happen, and we are not close. We are not stupid. We are not dumb. Bob man wax naa ko many times. In fact, wax naa ko but the last time ma demee Meltu, ma ne ko the reason why I've not been coming here is because man Ansu moo tax ma xam la. And Ansu try na pour convince ko mu ñëw fii yëpp, waaye Ansu mu ngi ma stories yoo xam ne mu ngi koo dégg from your side. But man lu ma gëm moo nekk nit yaa leen nekk di jaxase. But you guys are very close friends. Talk leen ngeen fixly and then you move on. And ma ne ko look, be very careful, because nit ñi baaxatuñ. Tey I can tell you Bob fu mu nekk nii right now mu ngi def business am bi, but business is good anywhere. And I can tell you there is no single person bu mun a ekkati 200,000 sax mu ne Bob defal lii si sa business bi and then nga delloo ma ko back in the next 6 months or 1 year. No, wax rek la ñoo nekkee Facebook pour am the very few likes, just to make some personal gains. You know, it's very sad. But Lamin daal dañ ko war a jàppale si lii, and I can tell you that Bob du mus di withdraw from this, because I know Bob, he's a genuine guy, and lu mu wax Lamin du ci génn, understand nga? Lamin nag he was just a bit emotional because he's a young guy. I mean, dafa sad nit bi na dara liggéey si doo dee xam dëkk bi daal mooy loolu. You know, bëgguma get into ay affaire yi iñaan, but let's support ñoo xam ne dañ soona di jàppale seen family. Of course ñu ngi of course jàppale country bi, nañ leen jàppale, loolu is very important. If not dañoo mel ni dëkk bu dellu gannaaw rek. That's why we're not like Senegal, because Senegal they're going for talents and we have that, but dañ leen di fight. And it's sad, the likes of Sabally, they're behaving like ku jógee primary school wala ku jógee from I don't even
why bàyyi leen ma Sabally why bu leen ma dee tuddal Sabally.
because Angaluta, because Sabally is the first person. Look, Sabally is a public figure. Sabally was Secretary General. Sabally was my Director General. Gena na mubina page ni Sabally musma jo talali.
But the thing is, Anto, it's not only Sabally. Why?
No.
Can I come in?
Fatu Rahman, hanga communication. That's important, right? And gisnga in politics, right? Kuneka dafa am power, right? And the likes of Sabally, more money at the top side of UDP, and he has followers. He has huge following. I mean, man bumanege halera masteran Sabally and other people. I mean, the likes of Lamin and all of us. But Sabally with that huge following and ninyanko respect, you don't expect Sabally gain a binda. And look at the content. Lum started with my key dafa buga just make money from this. How often ko sete?
Yeah, but
how does the book begin? How does the book begin?
Antu, may mama comment to it. My interject ko defay yow tamit nga muna li xam nga. Fi ma buga waxe moy Sabally, it's like key ñew na naka la tudati wax na ci Sabally similar to yow li nga legi similar to what he was saying earlier anyway. But luma buga na wax fofu moy Sabally was not the only person heavily criticizing this guy about the book. Yes, he is known. I have a lot of followers. He's an influencer. He's a celebrity, whether we like it or not. Sabally is who he is. But he is not the only one that have a go at this guy for the book. He's not the only one. So why are you all going on and on about Sabally? There are other people I've seen. I could have not talk my names, but that's not me. I'm not going to sit here and name names. But I have seen people being really critical about the book and even going as far as saying it was Bob who told them that he has no knowledge of this book.
Lola nekadi wahal. Bob dafa kind.
So
Bob
why are you guys not going? Why are you guys not, going after these people too? All I keep hearing is Sabally. Why are we giving Sabally so much relevance on this about this book?
Focus B is not about him. Focus B, Munanyo, Focus B is not about Sabally. In fact, because book B too is Sabally. What really happened? Okay.
Wow.
Now, but Sabally is a public figure. Namala nekadi wanal dole bu Sabally am right in this country. Numunti mel, he's someone very smart. Dafa ligay ci deka bi. Dafa hold on position bo xamne. I mean, do position bu ndaw in this country. Now, after Sabally, Boom really said that statement. We've seen people who have not react positively towards Sabally comment on bobu non.
I went to Facebook and I saw Sabally time but that must fee ken munu fe nakken. I saw the time Sabally boom binde. And I saw people who came before Sabally.
No, I'm coming. Dinanyo, so I may chance to direct. Dinanyo. So what I'm saying is because of influence boom jump and then you go against Lamin, which is normal. Like Kuneka Amga's opinion. Man, I respect people like an opinion. But then we've seen the likes of Senabu Ture, right? Momta Mugena Mune boom go against the book. But then so whole line of content is say was not really focusing on money issue. Mom don't focus about Bob Keita's personal life or whatsoever. Mom, he was somehow so caring about Bob Keita, right? But after you can see him after the realize the mistake, right? And then mu back and then mu drop look mandamane kon mood. We've seen the likes of Bakary Boss, someone that I really respect. He's a good guy from Doi. He did the same thing. But I don't know mom lan my position I'm right now. But I can tell you realize ne probably they've made mistake or maybe angle buñ ko jëlé du non or nit mo leen wax ne Bob de mom waxu dara ak Lamin Jaay ci li fekk Bob sa waxut lolu nit ñi dañ mëna jaxase. I can tell you Bob
gis naa ci tuuti jaxase maa ngi gis tuuti jaxase okay carry on.
But jaxase bi mooy xam nga lu indi jaxase mooy comme Lamin Jaay lu mu doon wax rek ñuy claim ownership of Bob and Bob is like a mature guy. Bob is 30, 31, 32, so ken mënta dugal Bob ci loo xam ne moom buut ko. Bob joxe na consent to this book and there is no way in a book bi du mëna génna. Like it's already out and Bob knows like whatsoever money that they end up making Bob daf say am lum say am Lamin daf say am lum say am but that is not the main reason why book bi ñëw to birth. Okay, now the reason why is because Lee story la boo xam ne it's not just because of Bob wala Senabu waaye story la boo xam ne nit ñi nañ ci mën a jàng in the future and ñu bàyyi seen xel bu baax ne ñoo demee with their partners especially young generation bi because we're very lost xamuñ luy different of genuine love and all of that.
Well, xam naa ne Lamin Njie nekk fi waaye xaaral ma laaj la rek tuuti. Did you read the book?
No, I didn't because Lamin is a professional guy, you know. So when I was with him, man, later now, if I can have access to whatever the book is, to just have an idea. No boy, so Luma Wonal was just the introduction side, you know. From 3 lines, 4 lines, I read like after Mutiko, you know, and you know, Funam la don't use instead. So yeah, because you don't them chibena even.
The reason the time I like the Fofumoi is this book, after Bob KEITA, it was so huge. It was bigger than even Bob himself at the end. The time I don't like the Fofumoi. For many, everything about Bob KEITA, because the board thing was out there for everyone to hear. So what would be on that book that would be different from what people saw? Because practically it's like everybody saw what was going on. We will kind of sit here and say that we will know what Lamin Njie is going to write about Lamin Njie di bind si book bi. So lan lañu Lamin Njie di indi loo xam ne lu different from what we already know that's been going on in this Bob KEITA case.
So now the amazing thing about this thing is, man, for example, Duma Munaneka in a position to write this book, right? Because Bob is someone, you know, that I know and a friend that I shared so many things with. Maybe some have been a little bit biased, and that we're not going to get that from the side of Lamin. So that's the nice part of it. Now,
that's
Lamin,
good
from Lamin, I could remember the first day Bob started the court from Bumdeme mile 2 to mile 2 them Bundung. They don't even know that Bob was at mile 2 and then you move to Bundung. You know, they revoke on Belambi and all of that. There are many people you have Hamunko. I mean, the time affair is packed, and then I'm really interested in the whole case.
Yes,
time
asking him if there is something.
Wow, my halebi bum ganyo. And then no let them media. But I can tell you, Lamin don't capture every minute, every second. And the funny thing, even the day we went to Bob's place, we never put check or whatsoever. Lulu sa capture nako si book bi. So that is telling you, Lamin by it can. You know, because this is someone who is very close to Bob, and Nini, they have that perception that Neki dafa betray best friend and musta them. You know, I've seen Nini the one dafa them bebuga nango business Bob bi musta them mile 2. Ansu was going to mile 2 to visit Bob. Bum deme bundung man mom dañ fa don anda, you know. Comme
Bob is I'm affaire si man lima ko gisee moy Ansu. Bob is the only one who can come and tell people this. So Nini they want to buy speculation, tamit, assumption. So I think that's very unfair. But anyway, we have Kek Sane, Sisu, bala mala buying at them. Ma make a better clarification. Li tax ma laajte xam nga maa ngi doon di laajte ne lan lañ mën a gis si book bi lu nga xam ne xamuñ ko woon. Ma help nit ñi foofu noonu. Xam naa man already xam naa ne si biir book bii nii Bob interview na sister Lamin Njie interview na sister Bob KEITA, interview na lawyer bi, interview na ñeneen. But sitting here, I have to ask this question. So I already know there is a lot of stuff that is on that book that we don't know about, but I really have to ask. So Anita, that's to answer your question. Anyways, I'm not your hamne. Do malako muna like because for now, more mune konfi malako mo answer ko Morgan. So I will be very unfair to ask you some questions anyway. But overall, lan mooy sa last wax daal si lii si yëfi book bi nii lan nga bëgg a wax nit ñi daal fan nga bëgg a jeexalee ci waxi book bi nii.
lu ma bëgg a wax rek mooy nañ dellu back to work. Gambians si dañ war a busy nañ xalaat seen aduna ak seen ñun yëpp laa nekk di wax ne including myself. Man suma maas yi, you know, in Gambia we have many young people yoo xam ne ñu ngi strive ñu ngi try. And the reason why is because they're from humble background, like myself, starting from myself, man. So look, I don't even have that time putting them on Facebook. Lee is not happening anywhere. Nani focused on sen métier, sen life, ak nakala di deme be jagar sen life idom. And Bob KEITA is someone who is very kind, and I know him. You know, always mamite mo namako dewa. Na focus on his business right now. And then Mufati, all this thing, because look, Bob dafa am fi fight bo xamne it was really tough and it was difficult put even nit gomko because of story bi num deme. We understand the society bi duñ de taxawal jigéen ñi a lot, but we've seen story bi num ñëwé ak yoy nonu, you know, nit ñi ñu doon am two mind about Bob, you know. Man, I was really worried about even the whole case, you know what I mean? Nit jóg rek ñëw wax lan bam fekk daf la bugga yaaxal rek so yàlla def na ne nit ñi génn ne ñu fightal ko yàlla jox na ko ndam na focus si business am bi and then ñoo xam ne they're close to Bob right now na gaay make sure ñuy wax Bob bu mu wax ak kenn na focus si business am bi na bàyyi ay kii dafa lii kii dafa lii let them help him mu ñëw back to society and then you focus on our work and then Lamin Njie book bi is not about him nañ génn ñoo xam ne they have their right suñ bëggatee génn pour them is okay but ñu mën a génn nañ génn ñu dem support Lamin Njie ak tamit Bob because I understand that Bob at the end of the day will gain something from this and this book is not just meant for Bob Keita but at least meant for the young generation boo xam ne ñu ngi ñëw and you're saying the Kex is coming next I would like to say Kex is someone who has been there for Bob as well because Bob personally one man Kex daf day ñëw fi every day mu indil ma añ so that is quite amazing but again ñun yëpp ndaw yi yëpp benn lañ nañ bàyyi fight bi ñu focus ñu xool naka la ñoo make sure ba suñ président bii nii mu liggéey dëkk bi su ko mënutee ñu génne ko ñu indi président boo xam ne dafa suuba
borom gis-gis I'm gonna steal your line
that's my take
I'm gonna steal your line borom gis-gis lan mooy sa gis-gis lan mooy sa gis-gis si yow sa xalaat si nit ñi liñ dee because some people ñu ngi wax ne dañ feel ne those who support some of those not all so let me make myself clear some of those who supported Bob want to claim ownership of the guy ñoom ñoo ko bëgg a jox the direction where he has to go lan mooy sa take on that do you think so
No, that's not the case. More than they generalize no neka. Look, you neka the support Bob. There are people you have they've put their money, they've invested a lot of money in this whole case and Ken Hamut Tour. So people are different. Kuneka, moilu malawarek. Dafa am nit you have they are not genuine. Then buga drama. Then buga come Jackie Chan. You know what I mean? Look at def dañoo buga pour ñu woné né ñu ci saf bem saf from the onset when that is not the case. But look, Bob is not a stupid guy. Bob is someone he's a very smart guy, intelligent, of course. So anybody is genuine. Bob knows you don't even have to visit ko every day. No, that's not the case. I mean, so you close to Bob right now. I believe some of them they have the love for Bob to a point where look at that right now. Anything dal Bob is a concern to them. So ñeneen ni suñoo génne di vet seen anger di wax ne like Lamin Njie book bi nii waru koo génne ak yooyu maybe they don't understand ne Bob probably joxe na consent moo tax gars yi reacté loolu even su dee man la su dee Bob joxewul consent to that and then Lamin Njie génn rek bind a book be like that without consulting Bob it's okay for him to do so because look a writer li ñoom Nelson Mandela they have different kind of books different writers Lamin has the right pour mu bind any book about Bob but then it's always nice pour mu involve Bob ci book sales boobu noonu nga xam ne event bi dina gën a mën a colorful so just to say not ñu nekk di go against Lamin all of them they hate Lamin Njie or whatsoever but it's because of the information boo xam ne moo génn which is quite wrong and misleading and then there are certain people you claim that they've been very close to Bob ñoom ñoo jaay affaire yi ñoo génn rek wax lu kenn xamul ne Bob yëgut Bob no I can tell you ne like man I've discussed with Bob about this yeah
okay thank you léegi ñu bàyyi fi book bi rek now let's go to Harito in terms of we know that the boy will be traumatized whether people know or not he's going to be traumatized because he's been through a lot for the past 2 years or 2-3 years you guys as friends what are you doing to help this guy
Well, like, I think Kex is...
Hang on. I'm not talking about financially, like emotionally, like he needs support now. He needs his friends. He has lost so much, like in terms of like awareness, that more than happen around and stuff like that. He needs therapy, and therapy comes from friends too. What are you guys doing, or what can you do to help this guy? Because he needs you now more than before.
Man, I think Kexane will be in the best position to say that because man, mom, to be honest, Bob Damako ham through my close friend Ansu Singate, and Bumneke mile two at the beginning I was going there, but after the modern them because of their relationship with my guy. So really, how much he Bob ban really condition Laneka? We've met on few occasions, communicating through the phone call number. He's
but
my
you don't
good
need
guy.
to know in what condition he's in, Ansu. You don't need to know in what condition he's in because
I cannot really...
please like Barala, Bepare taxi, Hamga. Mugi traumatized, he's been through a lot, we all know that. So mom like again, ban support as friends and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not close to him every day, so I cannot say, man, I'm giving him the support. So Kex is in that position, you know. But luma nekk di wax rek mooy luma stress mooy nekk nañ ko jàppale business am bi mu gën a grow suñ ko mënee jox 20 million 10 million dollars mu start business am bi or 5 million dollars that would be perfect because loolu mooy shape life am ak life yi doomam yi man loolu am.
Thank you. But on this, thank you very much. You know what? I'm a key follower. I'm a big fan of your show. How many times? So thank you very much for coming on board. It really means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Fat Rahman Koka. And Kex, you know, Kex is a very nice guy, gentle as well. Manko Girem Chi, Neka society both throughout, you know, we know it takes someone to be very genuine. Prunga Neka society had it, you know, all the time. Even though we know we all have our busy schedules and all, you know, Lolo is one. And you Neka di support, you know, Lamin, let them, Bob, let them keep doing that because dafa need that support. Lolo is huge. I mean, man, I've seen Lolum nekk di def ci mom bu ma doon waxtaana mom. There are so many things yoo xam ne du ko defaat because of understanding ne society bi right now ñu ngi bàyyi xel, you know, Bob nu moo demee next with his life. I mean, soo gisee mu jaar bi yàlla am na lu mu ko amal, you know, in the future. I believe that, you know, loolu la rek. And then nañ support Lamin Jai. I mean, Lamin Jai is a nice guy and he has, you know, written a very good book. I mean, so I'm not sure it's a good book, but I know he has a good pen. So Nenko support. That's all that I have to say. And
maybe
thank you very much.
Sabali, because Sabali is the pen of the Gambia, and Lamin wants to be the next
Sabali, mom. Fatu Sabali. He is someone ko hamne dama ko respect torop. In fact, jabaram mota duma de buga wax ci affaire am because dama de gis muy bind Ansu Jag national disaster la. Yow Ansu Jag bo xamne yow da nga tok ma praise. No, but dama wax yow Sabali even Kekstane bi sa attaque nako Sabali bayut ben xale la bayut. You know, bayut Essa Fall, bayut Dr. Ismail Cissé, kep ko buga sen mu Sabali buga la soti ndox. Na dalu, na cool. Koto bi dañ ko respect. Wow. Bum nangu ñu dem ega to that level because ñun yep duñ xale. We are approaching, you know, we are in our 30s. So na dalu. Respect dañ ko jox. So nañu respect. Wow, dafa am doom am families. Do mota. Na dalu bum ñu.
Okay. Thank you, Ansu. Thank you. That was AJ from Gis Gis Show. I tell you how many crew Gis Gis rek la fi indi. Kex nakam. Kex yang ma dégga. Kex yang ma dégga. Kex dégguñ la de. Kex dégguñ la. All right. Ma remove Kex. Ñi seetaan su fekkee ne am na ku si am number Kex call ko nga ne ko dégguñ ko de. Kex génneel mute bi da nga mute sa bopp, remove the mute. Hello Kex.
Dégguloo ma.
Waaw léegi ñu ngi laa dégga waaw waxal ma seet.
Allo yaa ngi maa dégga.
Yes ñu ngi laa dégga Kex. Ñu ngi laa dégga.
Okay, thank you, man.
Kex nakam nuyu naa la bu baax waaye sama brother.
Waaye jërëjëf sis fay naa la.
Okay, welcome on board. Yaa ngi am a little bit of delay nag xaw ma lu tax it is internet bi la moo tax. Kex.
Yeah.
Yaa ma dégg. Can you hear me, Kex? Oh, Kex mënut maa dégg. Okay, ma génne Kex send naa ko message ñu seet ndax dina try ñëwaat. All right. Xam naa okay. Kex. Connection am bi moo baaxul. I think he's using the earpiece. So su mënee génne earpiece bi kon gars yéen mi seetaan yéen mi déglu yéen a ñoo seetaan fii ci Elite Media Platform live Facebook pare yéen a ñoo seetaan ci YouTube bi yéen a ma seetaan tam suma page Fatoumatta Rahman Koka di leen wax ne tey nag am nañ ci waxtaan bu neexa ne kay mu def audio waaw xaaral ma seet ko loolu gis nga suma boss mu ne ma wax ko ne mu seet ko mu ñëwee through audio suma boss Fat Cissé mu ne ñu try through audio comme mbokk yi ñi ñuy seetaan rek comme ni ma ko waxee rek hello Kex
yaa ngi maa dégg
waa ñu ngi laa dégg yaa ngi maa dégg bu baax
yaa maa ngi laa dégg bu baax
waaye nuyu naa la
waaye fay naa la sister jërëjëf waay
aha kay gars yi maa ngi def up the screen Viviane 31st of December Gambia Bambo village foofu la moo ñëw kon te du moom rek ñu ngi am artistes yu bëree bëri jëli baak parti na fa nekka après dinañ fa am Awa Gambia na fa nekka suma mairie Njaay dina fa nekka ST bi Kama Boyo Jizzle you know ñu bëree bëri dinañ fa nekka that day so su fekkee yéen a ngi nekka Gambia 31st nag gaaw leen ngeen ñëw event bi is my event it's not like ne event keneen la dama fa am share so ñëw leen ngeen support ma jëna leen seen table yi si event bii nii 30th bi boobu noonu mooy cyberbullying bu ñoon Fatoumatta Danso bi 31st ngeen ñëw toppa suñu waat ci Viviane bi 31st and the 1st of January ok Kex yaa ngi maa dégg bu baax Kex
waaw maa laa dégg
aha mu ngo léegi Kex nuyu naa la léegi xam nga li yow yaa ngi doon déglu waxtaan bi naka la fa demee woona yow tamit ñu bàyyi la rek nga mos si waxtaan bi parce que time bi sax xoj nañu léegi waaye axakay foog ñu bàyyi la di la wax ne gis nañ sax taxawaay ci bokkee te kiisam bi comme ni ma ko waxee woon ñëpp rek gis nañ seen taxawaay whether on the other side wala society bokkee ta wax naa ne ku nekk lim bili lum gëm rek taxaw na loolu ba mut sëg yow nag ñu gis la si nga nekk si ñi nga xam ne da nga nekk ci ñi gën a strong ñeneen ci gën a strong lan ban feeling nga amoon keroog bi ñu bàyyee bokkee foofu laay njëkkee ak yow Kex hello no nañ toogaat xaar tuuti rek ñu may ko tuuti dina ñëwaat Kex dina ñëwaat yeah the story should be pops idea of authorization and okay ñu may Kex tuuti rek because man time bi xoj na ma pour ma dem te ëllëg bési liggéey la di waxati yéen mi seetaan jërëjëf si seetaan bi xam nañ ne bési liggéey la waaye lii mënutoon a ñaaka jéema lañ ko war a def waaye tey lañ ko mujjee def mënut a ñaaka waa xam ne Kex na try pour ñëwaat hello Kex yaa ngi maa dégg Kex ok Kex nekk di ma dégg waaw xam ne comme lii taxoon ma indi Lamin Njie it wasn't only about the book it's to know about him as well and foog naa ne he did justice to himself explain nañu moom mooy kan jaar-jaaram ak yëpp whether we like it or not he's one of our Gambian journalists yu nga xam ne they are well known parce que amoon at some point nekkoon na jamono bu nga xam ne everybody was saying ne Lamin is one of the best journalists in the Gambia and then léegi jóge na foofu doon léegi ñu replace nañ ko ñu suñ Gambian society bi daal mooy loolu daal well being a journalist in Gambia I can see that it's not very easy man moom du ma journalist so waaye dama gis sitting here mooy xool ñi nga xam ne journalist ne they are going under so much pressure sonal nañ leen trop te man maa ngi fàttaliku in the past taxaw naa fi sax claimoon ne fekk maa nga demoon si benn event benn problème mooy xale boobu ndeysaan jànqa boobu ñu reyoon ci salon bi ma demee foofu noonu maa ngi def live pour have more information si lan moo doon di happen because I was one of the first to fa egga sax balaa police yi foog na am nañu ko seetaanoon waaye police yi ñoom seen boppa dañ ma doon poussé naa fa génna so mu ne ma who are you we will only allow you in su fekkee who are you ma ne ko amee journalist keroog du ma ko déggaate kon ñëpp xam nañu I use that day just to get you guys more information pour ngeen seetaan live bi de waaye waa akay Anita I think Kex sax ku special koo xam ne war nañ koo mën a indi mu amal plateforme yi boppam moom tam mu ñëw wax foog naa ne war nañoo mën a def loolu noonu so ma ne journalist laa rek people were on my throat journalist yi lan Gambia ku jóg nekk journalist Gambia lii and it's true Gambia ku jóg nekk journalist man join naa di list waaye having said all that li ma bëggoon wax mooy pour nekk ay journalist biir Gambia yombut easy wut at all easy wut parce que Gambian bi moom dafa am fi mu féetoo moom yow soo waxee loo xam ne favor wu ko you are no more a good journalist. So waxee loo xam ne favor nga ko yow they hold you like this loolu gis nañ ne dafa nekk si biir suñ Gambia suñ biir Gambia bi da ngeen war a understand ne as a journalist da ngeen di war a bàyyi nit ñi ñu neutral because am nañu some people they don't even understand when someone is being neutral. They will just jump and say ne naa fi xala fële la farle daf ko bañ a wane. People decide for people all the time in Gambia, and I think that is wrong. It is not fair. Am na nu moo demee dina yàgga di ngeen bëgg ay journalist sax doon ko mën a am because of xam nga liñ dee gis nii dee attaque journalist yi ak ñeneen ñi leen dee def. I think that it's not fair. So nañ bàyyi suñu xel si loolu. So I'm not here saying this because of Lamin Jai, but I'm saying it generally pour any journalist rek dañ dee face façon gu mel ni te ñun ñëpp dañ ko dee gis. And I think that it is very unfair. So nañ leen bàyyi suñu xel si loolu tamit because ñoom tamit ni ngeen war a fàttaliku ne amoon na fan yu nga xam ne they were bringing us information that we really needed. So you're going to tell me ne Lamin Jai wala keneen ak keneen as a journalist okay, in your eyes, they failed you, then bon. How about those days when they were bringing us news? They were giving us something. We needed it. And because of them, ñu ko gis tey. So, come on. Nañ bàyyi suñu xel bu baax a baax a baax a baax. Ñun ñëpp Gambien leen. Ñun ñëpp Gambien leen. Man, xam naa ne, I'm not here to judge, to talk ma fi pour war a question lu bare. Waaye, when it comes to living be book be, I think I think it's to do with the timing. People have a problem with the timing and the fact that a lot of people, and I strongly believe you strongly believe on it. How can you write a book without the consent of the guy who is in that book? You know, but now change because a lot of you didn't know Bob was part of the book. Well, according to Lamin Jai, because they will see Bob, so Munuma Hamda, Bob was part of it or not, but Antu Jatam, you know, Bob si Bob Hamna if you book and you don't, so we have to be very, 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 very careful. So how do you say it that the name of Ahmad Keks? The 2nd of November, for now, you am tamid Gambia for Jalimadi. I'll put the flyer up. Jalimadi done. Well, it's Fanani. I think it's in Germany. Yes, it's in Germany. 2nd of November. Yeah. Thank you. I look stunning. Mangi tried. Tay mom ni la ñëwé. Dama xala full face tuuti. Dama xala defar kanam bi tuuti xaar nañ keks nag torop nag foo xam naa di ngeen ma baalal de su ma demee doo leen ma mere so comme Anita wax rek foog naa ne te keks moom dañ ko war a bàyyi ñu ñëwaat ak moom another day boo xam ne gis nga mu ngi nii si maa ko gis waaye su ma gosee du dee mën a ñëw so I think du dee mën a ñëw okay Vienna. All right, thank you, Fab. Wow. Jalimadi suma stala mom. Jalimadi mu ngi ñu mom tamit Vienna. On the 2nd of December, Jalimadi Vienna dinañ ko fa am denga. Ana aji fanta Baji. Nuyu na la bu baaxa baax. So na def fly yep up su ko defé ñu gis ko. Ma seet Lamin Jai. Not Lamin Jai, sorry. Kini Keksane. Ma said cakes for the last time. It's 2nd December. Yes, 2nd December. Yen mi nekk Germany, Vienna. Dégg nga Germany sax. Vienna, yen mi nekk Vienna. Génn si leen ngeen support Jalimadi kanute. Te ba pare KEITA mu fa ndeysaan naka Fab Koli mu fa so leen bëggee am more information rek contact leen Fab. Waaye dinaa def flyer bi up ak pare ni ma ko waxee woon tamit ne Viviane mu ngi ñëw Gambia 31st boobu suma programme la. I'm part of the you know the lifin suma xaalis dugga na fa so jàppaleen foofu noonu bu baax a baax su ko defee mbir bi dem table yi ñu fa so leen bëggee table rek mu fa and we have a lot of giveaways dinañ joxe ay weeks dinañ joxe foofu noonu ay scandal night yi gën a ees ak yëpp nañ ko fa joxe Keks I was just about to sign off Keks nakam
jërëjëf waay ba soo ma déggu de mun nañ koo bàyyi rek I just wanna tell you that soo ma déggu de
dégga nañ la léegi mu ngoog dégga nañ la so dégga nañ la so ñu ba yow moom jarut ma introduce la ñu nga plateforme bi fii nga bokka Elite Media nga bokka sax so jarut ñu introduce saat la yow léegi nañ dugg rek straight to the affaire rek ndax su ko defee ñu may affaire si beneen 15-20 minutes li ma doon laajte mooy gis nañ la nga yaa ngi foog naa dégg nga li ma doon ne yaa ngi very active si yëppi Bob bii nii naka nga fiiloon keroog biñu bàyyee Bob feeling boobu.
Yeah, dafa mel ni rek like xee boo xam ne yaa ngi fa te you since at the beginning believe nga ne am nga xee bu nga nekk loolu moo nekk the right cause bi and you believe ne the person is innocent ba nga dem nga am lu nga doon fight yëpp nga am ko you become victorious sa xee bi nekku ne da nga doon xee rek si tour but you are fighting for a cause moo nekk the injustice bi pour fall into a wrong person and you fight for that ba nga aga fu nga war a aga moom loolu happiness rek moo fa war a nekk. I was very happy that very day ne seeing that ne lu ma doon xee for the past 1 year some months dafa nekk loo xam ne it was not just in vain but dafa mel ne I was fighting for the right cause te I became victorious.
Thank you. Yow gis nga yëfi book bi mu ngi indi mixed feelings to some people, emotions yaa ngi high. A lot of people are saying ne book bi waruñ ko woon a binda am na ñu nga xam ne they support Bob si yëfi book bi yow being very close to Bob KEITA tey dégg nga fi lu nga xam ne ñu ne Bob was aware of this book ba pare he gave his consent and he support na Lamin Njie for writing this book. Do you agree with that or not?
Wow. Suñu waxee loolu.
yaa ngi freeze yaa ngi break déedéet ñu walaat.
Man, I was actually informed about the book through.
Déedéet Kex yaa ngi break Kex ñu walaat.
The book that went on. Yang ma dégg.
Dafa break yang ma dégg.
Yang ma dégg.
Waaw maa ngi laa dégg Kex Harama call la WhatsApp. Harama call la WhatsApp. Yo, you do yours through WhatsApp. Harama call la WhatsApp. Harama call la WhatsApp. Ma call la WhatsApp. Kex. Waaw foog naa ñu jël la si WhatsApp bi moo gën fooguloo loolu.
Wow, so drop on my because when I try to drop Monta drops, you can drop this one.
Harama kick la out of the studio. Wow, yo fofu génn nga fa léegi.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Wow. So mooy li ma doon wax rek foofu Kex. Bob ñu ngi there is this debate going on ndax Bob was aware of the book. La joxe na consentam joxewul consentam and people were like ne am nga Lamin Njie warutoon a bind book bi. What's your take on all that? You being Bob's friend, do you know Bob discuss na loolu ak yow da discuss xam nga ndax Bob xam na si book bi ndax xamul si book bi dara.
Well, loolu lay wax ni ma ne actually duma mun a wax ne ndax jox na consent am bi wala joxut consent am bi but what is very clear to me loo xam ne leen na man nañ ne moo nekk ne man I didn't know ne Lamin Njie mu ngi bind book bi I get to know this through Bob moom ma wax ne boy Lamin Njie mu ngi bind book regarding about the case the story is almost 100 and something pages loolu la bind so far in this book bi so automatically that will tell you that then Bob was informed about it because because I know that Lamin Njie is super informed then how did he get the information so then it is why Lamin Njie mu ñëw si platform bi because they gonna come Bob was in the picture then I would believe that alone because man I get the information from Bob Lamin Njie is mu in a book and he have already interviewed lawyer basi Bob and he have interviewed Alassana interview with George with he intend to interview the judge but he have to seek approval from the CJ or the Chief Justice of this country. So lolo kon kisuma wahene Lamin Njie news platform the money Bob was in the picture. I will not doubt Lamin Njie because I get the information from Bob. But whether he have given his consent or not, what my lord, but no moment informed that Lamin Njie is on the verge of writing a book. Sorry now.
You see, there's a tricky one there. Giving a consent and being aware of the book. Okay. So, well, but anyways, he's aware of the book. But na joxe na consent tam xamuloo ci dara loolu nga wax noonu okay all right so yow overall naka nga ko gisee because a lot of people are criticizing ne nit yi comme ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi doon di support Bob dañ criticize ñoom ñoo gën a criticize Bugi Lamin Njie bii nii and ba pare nit yi am na ñeneen ñuy wax tamit ne am na ñu nga xam ne just because they were there for Bob they helped Bob and everything dañ feel ne ñoom ñoo moom léegi Bob. What's your take on that?
Yeah, actually, I believe misunderstanding more for Nega because it's either Lamin Njie Pinda book bill or Pindutko. This is a case Bohamne will be reported because there's every major case Bohamne happen in this country. At the end of the year, then they were in a reported case, then could they report and they are all documented. Then they make us so the message ministry, so the message judiciary, you find them there. Bohamne, you will find Bob case and from A to Z, and you can buy it from them. You have it. So either Lamin Njie write it or not, it will be a reported case.
Yeah.
So, and a person Bohamne, he is part and parcel of this case since at the initial stage, using his own resources, promote them for when he intend to write a public case like this. And what people have to differentiate, Bob has a person and a case. Lamin Njie is not writing about Bob has a person. He's writing about
the case
that is a public case.
Thank you. Okay.
That is a public case. Mantete Munado as a Bundung High Court and requested for that I want the file because case B has already been finished. I want the file of the entire proceedings and I can put it in a book and I don't need Bob consent about that. There is no law in this country, but I want a unique Bob consent when you want to write a public case. This is not about Bob has a person, but it's a public case. Bohamne has been the history, first time in the history of this country, a case went through a DNA. It has never happened in this country for the first time. So this case would be coming every now and then. It will be making a reference all over the world and everywhere people will take reference of this case. So this case will not die down. If those who are criticizing because they want this case to die down, it will never die down. And Teli didn't help to build the image of Bob because at the end of the day, Bob was acquainted and discharged of all the allegations leveled against him. So any person could make a book break is going to promote the image of Bob and the name of Bob everywhere. So this has to be in the Bible. So the book is not at disadvantage of Bob, but it's at the advantage of Bob. But the trend that I was seeing the debate all around is about the money aspect of it. People think that it was more of a money gain for Lamin Njie. But I was also previewed that Bob went up to a discussion with Lamin Njie, whatever will be generated from the book how it will be shared. So automatically that has been consented. But that's not the whole objective of the whole issue of this. And there are cases you have happening, in this world. The people write about them, right? Almost different authors, 7, 8 authors write about cases, criminal cases across the world. So maybe Gambia for the first time we are not opportune to this, but this is nothing. It has no legal implication in Lamin. The only legal implication of Mofaneka, if he has to use Bob image like on the cover, he used Bob image without Bob consent, then Bob Munako Wane use that place he need Bob's approval. But if it is not Bob image, he can write whatever he want to write about the case.
Thank you. There is a difference.
The autobiography of Bob, he needs Bob approval. But if he wants to write about the case, he don't need Bob approval. So for me, all the criticism that we are going, I will respect their opinion, but for me, it was not something Johanna is genuine or based on concrete fact. Because when Bob is in the picture, as Lamin Njie say it, then I think that then there should be no debate about the whole issue. But I think people were not actually looking at the book itself, but the personality who is actually publishing the book, and people label him as anti-Bob during the case, and based on that, they feel like he is not the right person to actually author the book. For me, that's my own personal opinion. It might not be facts, but for me, that's what I see it. But I don't see it in an angle. It's legal. It's based on legal argument that Lamin Njie should not write this book, or it's based on anything. Man, I have not seen that, and for me, I will be the first person to buy the book if it comes out to read it, and I will support Lamin Njie at any cost when he wanted to actually invest in terms of launching this book. And I made it very clear to him that you have my support since he intended to do it. And we met at Sophia Youth book launching, and he informed me officially that was the first time I heard from Lamin Njie. But before I had the information, but I didn't actually talk about it because for me, it was a friend who actually informed me that he is aware that Lamin Njie is writing a book. So for me, me, it was not in the public space, but he officially told me at Sophia's book launching, and I told him that you have my support, and if you think that I can contribute anything to the success of the book, you can count on me, because for me, this is intellectual property, and our young people must be inspired to write stories that affect our life. This should be a lesson for our next generation to come. If anybody want to fall into such type of trap, you will find this book out everywhere. And if this book falls into any compound, they will say that, okay, this was the person who was accused of this. On the whole, he have never committed this crime. That is a good name for Bob.
Thank you.
So I think every genuine friends of Bob will definitely encourage the book. Either Lamin write it or not, it will be published. It will be a reported case in the judiciary.
Thank
I
you.
can go there and purchase it.
Thank you, Kex. Thank you very much.
So the issue that you are fighting for it not to be published, you are not still defeating that, because you cannot stop the judiciary not to report the case. They will definitely report the case.
Thank you very much, Kex. Parce que ni nga waxee affaire yi ni nga ko defee kontaan naa si torop, and I wish Lamin Njie came and express bopam or explain bopam in this kind of manner, then people would, understand. Why I'm not so rek dafa hard pour nit ñi understand ko, because he was within his right to write the book. Yo leral nga ko fofu bëggon na fa ñew ci ending bi, because sama doon bëgg déglu bép ñew ma ñew def sama own analysis wax ci ending bi naka la fa taajoo defu dara lu nga xamne lu wrong la by writing that book. But man suma problem moy wane the timing. Be pare fi ma amone doubts, two problems la amone is Bob aware and the timing. But now I'm not clarification with Bob is aware. Timing bitamit. Yo, what do you think about the timing of the book?
Yeah, actually, for me, because Gambia regular report here, then they were in a case, it has been tried. Immediately after the judgment, the citizens have what we call, they have the right to even question the judgment. If this was an advanced country, I even intend to do it with the time Moma Amuton, but I wanted to invite lawyers who are interested for us to analyze the whole case from the starting up to the judgment, whether even the judgment, because for me, I was actually questioning whether the Ministry of Justice has the power to give what we call this thing. What was filed actually? There's this word that the document that came from the Ministry of Justice to discontinue the case.
Not
a prosecution, whether actually the Ministry of Justice, because the law is very clear that it has to be a Solicitor General. At that material time, there was no Solicitor General in the Gambia. So this the DPP, Director of Public Prosecution, Director of Public Prosecution, and that matter. So there are so many things, whether actually the actions of the judge, so it could have been analyzed in a TV, whereby all of us will now, what we call after judgment, we all analyze whether actually the judgment and the whole process of the case, we analyze it, and there is no law that will hold you accountable for that. That's where we will have a rich society, people will actually talk about. So for me, whether the timing before now is not important. What is, for me, it doesn't matter whether the timing or the timing, but by December, that will be the end of the year. So from the case end of the December, there will be a report of all these cases, so it will be published. And those people will not say that, okay, Bob left mile 2 just 2 days or 1 month ago or 2 months ago. When it's true, they will report the cases. So for me, that's the whole issue. So for me, timing and non-timing is not it's not an issue from my side. Maybe others, but for me, my side, it doesn't matter when the book came out or when which time it comes and it didn't come out. For me, it's not very relevant for me.
Okay, and people have criticized Lamin Njie for not being there for Bob, and they went as far as saying he was not the one that was supposed to write the book. The book should have come from you. What's your take on that?
No, it's everybody. Like maybe I might not actually have the intention to actually do it, because I didn't even think of in that direction I would write, but it doesn't matter who it comes from. For me, my fight was not even actually about Bob, and I made this very clear to Bob, and that's why when after his case, we barely see each other sometimes. It goes 2, 3 days, 4 days, we don't even see it, because I'm busy on other things. I'm into the National Assembly, I'm into other cases. For me, my fight was the justice to prevail. That was my fight, and I have achieved that. The rest, actually, I'm not actually interested in it. But we will still, when he reach out, I feel like I have to visit Bob, I will go there. When I see something is wrong, and I feel like I advise him, I said, well, I will definitely go to his house and advise him. But, for me, it's not actually very relevant to me in terms of who should write the book here. For me, it's not actually a competition, but actually people even contacted me saying that if I can talk to Bob, they want to actually have this in a movie. So people are thinking in advanced direction. So all these things, I never actually talked to Bob about it, because for me, I just said that, okay, let me just wait for some time, because presently what he needs now is not to confront him with all such of this. He needs to relax, because for almost 1 year, 7 months, or 1 year, 8 months, you are in mile 2. You need time to reflect on so many things, and he has his kids back. He needs to have time with his kids and other things. So I created that space. We never even discussed about that, whether I will have his consent, because those people send me directly to him to ask him whether they seek his consent, that they want to act the entire whole issue as a film and documented, for future generations to learn from these things. So all these things are issues. So maybe I might be thinking in that direction. Maybe I will discuss with Bob in the further. But for me, whether Lamin NJIE write it or me write it, is actually not relevant to me.
Okay, very good. And I'm not born miss. Maybe my people were saying Mom Lamin was not in it. But as a journalist, do you think Lamin was supposed to come and show himself? I am in for Bob, or I'm in for Sainable? What is your take on that?
No, actually, it should not be. It should not be. I think it was just a fair comment. Lamin NJIE is a media personnel. For me, I'm not working for any media institution, and for me, I'm more of an activist rather than just a journalist. I just have a passion of actually giving information to the public, because I feel an informed society will make an informed choice. And since 2016, after the change of government, I make this as a duty that I will be the mouthpiece. I will be the mouth or the ears of the people, and more especially people in the diaspora. Then I attach myself to the National Assembly, because I feel like this is the place where the decisions are made that governs all of us. Then I decided to attach myself to the Parliament, for people to at least give, for the Parliament to have the image and people know what their representative was doing for. And then from there, this Yakuba Jede case come at the court, and I start following the case, reporting, and people were actually pleased with the way I report court proceedings, and they were encouraging me. And for me, I'm working for the public. So the public actually feel like what I'm doing, they really appreciate it. I should continue. I should not actually go back. So this is why I continue writing until the UDP petition came in, and I continue writing with so many cases that I have been writing at the National Assembly until Bob, at the course of the National Assembly, and Bob case come up again. So for me, that has been my passion. But I'm more of an activist, and I have my political affiliation. But I also an activist that believes in justice, and this is why for me, I will go on define any odds if I feel like injustice is happening in this country. And for me, my position was not from the angle of journalists, but as a journalist who's working for an institution. Lamin NJIE at that material time, he was actually working for Fatu Network before having moving to Jamano. So Lamin NJIE should be independent and impartial. He should not take side from any angle. And I have been reading his report, and I have been in the court, on several occasions. If he had right anything that is contrary to what actually transpired in the court, I would have challenged it, because I was always at the court and I know what transpired, and I make sure that I read whatever he reported on this issue. Sometimes I will even attack, because me, I was at the side of Bob. So always I want to see actually what happened. Sometimes he will write, maybe he was not actually in the court, and he get the information. I will say that, how did you get this thing? How so are you this? I do challenge Lamin NJIE on some of the issues, and we have come, but that is about the work. It's not personal, but at the end of the day, I see him as a brother who is contributing much into the development of this country, because dissemination of information in this country is very, very difficult. Until you put on the shoe of a journalism, you will know people this are working from their own pocket to give information or bring it to the doorstep of their people. So all they deserve from the general public is to applaud them and thank them for their sense of patriotism. And for me, I feel like that's unfair criticism to say that Lamin NJIE was not supporting Bob, then he should not. Lamin NJIE should not have supported Bob in the first place. That is not his role as a journalist. When he removes his journalistic cap, he can talk to his friends and say that I'm on the side of Senabo, I'm on the side of Bob. But as far as he's doing the work of a journalist, he should be impartial and independent. And we had discussions about this, and I listened to his writing, I listened to his analysis on justice, but actually I have not seen anywhere whereby he's actually been unfair to Bob, or doing mob justice, whereby he didn't actually try to incriminate Bob. I have not seen any comment of such. He's just analyzing, and people think that his analyzing was not actually in the favor of Bob. And for me, it should not be in the favor of Bob. It should be about about the justice and what he spoke about that, the case, this is not the end. They will go for DNA. The state has applied for DNA and they will go for DNA, and these things will happen. At the end of the day, the doctor will present. That was his analysis of justice. And for me, that's the whole issue, because we were at the court when the state seek or apply for a DNA application after their 8 witnesses have testified and they discharge all their witnesses. They apply for an additional witness, and that's the DNA. They want to go in for DNA to prove the paternity of the child, since the child was below 16. So if they prove the paternity, then automatically, if it happens to be Bob, then it is rape, because the child was under the age of consent to give consent to sex. So automatically it will be rape. It will be seen as rape. So this was the direction of the state, and that's why Lamin NJIE was actually analyzing. And for me, that has ever been my position. So for me, I feel like that's unfair criticism. That's my opinion, and people can actually go against my opinion, and we can all have debate on it and agree and disagree. But I think he should not take side of any of these parties.
Wow, you're a true son of the Gambia, because this is I was not, to be honest with you, I was not expecting this, because from how we were seeing things, then Demon believe me, everyone that was supporting Bob was against the book and was against what Lamin NJIE was doing, because we saw a lot of people came out and write, some disturbing stuff and stuff like that. And you came in a different dimension, another angle. Changed the affair. And I wish Lamin NJIE was, he took it easy a little bit. Having you, AJ, and Lamin NJIE on board, then people didn't want to understand. Because right now, to be honest, I am so grateful that I did this show. Because Lima Dega from you right now said that na suma helbi te make na mama feel ne this is all we needed. We needed people who can articulate themselves properly in a very professional way. Then people can put it in ñu mun ko digest. Why suñu ñëwé di dafa nek lu difficult. So Lamin, nala advice nga work on that a little bit. And Kex, now let's go back to Bob KEITA. You being Bob's friend. Mënuma wax ne sa xarit nga doomi ndey nga lañ ko ooyee, because ñun gis nañ lan nga ci def lépp waaw. Naka la Lamin feel, naka la Bob feel right now, si ban condition la nekk ak lan ngeen nekk di def yéen pour help ko as friends?
Yeah, actually, presently Bob definitely needs counseling, and so unfortunately, we are very unfortunate that this country, we didn't have such facilities. Hadn't been that Bob would have seen somebody who's an expert, because Bob need both what we call moral support in terms of his psychology. Somebody has to work on his mental health, and not only his but physical health, to examine whether he is physically and mentally actually fit to be in the society. But unfortunately, we didn't have this, so we only rely on having conversation with him, talking to him, and also advising him if we see that he is going in the direction that we feel like he is not actually in the right direction. But that doesn't mean that he should be answerable to all what we will suggest to him, because we believe that he is also a mature guy who can actually think independently. But that will not stop us also to give him our brotherly, our sisterly advice. And this has been our route all the time. We will talk to him how he, like when he wakes up. Sometimes I will check on him in the morning. Well, how are you? How's your day today? And how are you coping? Just to know his mental and his physical fitness. He will tell I'm fine. How's work? Are you going to work? Have you started working? He said yes, I'm working. And actually, people are definitely patronizing me, and I will encourage him to keep on doing that. So the little that we can do, but I actually think he needs that mental examination and that physical examination, because Mile 2, I have been there. I visited that place, and I know how the condition of Mile 2 is. I went there. There's no single cell that I didn't enter in the Mile 2. I went there with the National Assembly Committee on Security and Defense, and I see every corner of the National Assembly, and I read that Mile 2 prison, and actually it's a place whereby actually when we have a serious government, it's not even fit for him and being stupid kept in that place. So for me, I think Bob actually need that thing, and the earlier he get that, the better for him. So we actually are praying that somebody comes on his way who will actually help him in that direction for him to go and do all those things, because sometimes you might not know, but if he goes slowly, you don't know what he is thinking of, because there are so many issues that we are involved in this issue. not only past present, but so many things have happened in the whole process that he will sometimes when he thinks I'm sure he will sit down and reflect about all these things and whether it's actually giving him the right thinking that he deserves things. But we are definitely giving the moral support that we can, and we are encouraging him as a brother to put everything behind him and know that this was a test of life, and whatever is destined for him and you must pass through it, and always see every step in your life as a challenge, but never be a coward for the challenge to defeat you, but be a very strong person to make sure that on the way to success you will have so many challenges on your way going, but never give up, keep on pushing, and one day you will reach there. And these are challenges that has come through his life, and I think it was meant to happen, and it has happened. He has to put it back and just move on and know that he has a future to build, and he can be anything in this world, and this is not the end of the journey. So we keep on giving him those encouragements to tell him that he's part of us and we are part of him and we are brothers, and when anytime he needs our brotherly advice, our doors are open for him to reach out and tell us, and we will also give him our advice. But that doesn't mean that he should actually take our advice, and I make it very clear that your consent must guide you. You always be guided by your consent. I just give it to you, go down and sit. You don't need to even give him an answer right now. Go down and sit. And if you think that it is the wrong advice, take X, I don't think I will take this one. I will take this direction and I will not upward. You don't have to say that because of Kex was there for me. Whatever Kex tell me, I should accept that. No, that's not me. And I always emphasize that to him, to be an independent person who will think independently for himself, because I believe that he's a mature person. But let him listen to every opinion and gauge the opinions when he go to bed and take the best out of the rest.
Thank you. That's a very positive answer, and that's very mature, because Lamin Jai earlier accused people of like coming to Bob, saying stuff to Bob, and I think that was a bit too much. But answer Bob how he receive it and what he has to take, what he can take from it and what he can throw away, because Bob magi Bobam like Ken Muntanyo wara yi no pambi diko hana ko defali wala defalele. Well, we all know that Bob is a nice person. Yeah.
Those people are right too, because you cannot fight for somebody. At the end of the day, don't fight. So that person will be concerned about Bob to make sure that every time the person will be on his ear to advise him. But that doesn't mean that those people are dictating or controlling him. That's not. I don't see it in that way, because like man, suma hair is tomorrow. Luma hair manya will rose and so that's why they are concerned, because they stood and defend Bob at all costs. So for them, they will be also concerned about his social life and his any other life that he's doing. So they will just raise concern if they see him in that dialogue, but that doesn't mean that they're actually dictating him or they want to take control of him. I think that's an unfair comment too.
Okay, and you have been very critical about the government. Before I'm going to lie to today, and it's to do with this. Of course, I'm not going off topic. Do you think the system have something for someone like Bob? What I mean by that is, for Dekabuneka, Snitki, prison, New Guinea, finding that you're not guilty. They always have something for you, like in terms of counseling, a startup. There's a package for people like Bob. But do you think that Gambia, what have the system got for someone like Bob?
No, actually, I think these are the lapses you have in your fight, and we keep on fighting this. Gambia doesn't have an institution. We have all the signs of a failed state, and this is the fact, because institutions are not there, and institutions more than you would ever. It's not about the head of state that is running a government in the country that determine the progress of the country. It's about the institutions. We need strong institutions, not strong men that will be in the state house, and this is what we are lacking in the Gambia up to now. And that's why when we make the change in 2016, we say that we need institutional reform so that our institution will hold people accountable. You will have institutions whereby you can go and seek justice when not all the time you will go even through the legal process. You can have institutions that will demand if your fundamental human rights have been violated, that institution will compel you to make sure that you do the right things. And this is what is lacking in this country. And all this why these allegations of corruption, we don't have the institution that will hold people accountable for the corrupt practice that they are doing. So unless we have that institution, actually Gambia have not taken this step of being a country that all of us can be proud of. And this is the challenge, and this would be the direction of all of us to think, to make sure that we have those institutions that will hold each body, that will be there for every citizen, that will hold people accountable for their actions, and they will make sure that they serve the citizens for whatever they might follow. If this was an advanced country, actually, government should not have even wait for Bob to even ask. The day he actually let the mail to, they would have make sure that they reach out to him to tell him that actually this is what happens, and we prosecuted you wrongly, and we have wasted your time for almost 2 years. You have been accused. Your character has been deformed. The trauma that has gone there. So we have this institution for now. 1 month you will be under the state control. We want to take you through the medical, the mental treatment, and even the physical treatment to look at all your your entire system, whether everything is working intact. And this is a package for you, since you are running a business, and for 2 good years or almost 2 years, your business has not been running because the head of the institution was not there. Okay, we want to give you this at least to support your business. This is the government that that we are not strong financially, but at least our way of showing that we are sorry. This is our token. A serious government would have done that, and a serious government that has an institution would have done that. But Uganda have that is the question for us to decide whether we have that or not.
Okay. And earlier you said, time Kex having you is great. People thank you very much, Lamin Jai. Thank you very much, Antija. Thank you very much, Kexane. Kex earlier, this was for you. It wasn't a fight for just Bob KEITA. It was an overall fight. It was to fight for anyone. So your fight, it wasn't a fight for you, for just Bob. Since we're in this case, is this the end of this fight, or do we expect to see you people as activists fight for baby Mohammed?
Yeah, actually, if you go back, I think when the issue of baby Mohammed came, a group of concerned citizens went and we formally lodged a complaint at the police that there's a Gambian citizen by the name Mohammed who died in a very mysterious circumstances, and we want the government or the police or the authorities to mount an investigation like this. And it took us the whole day because we start from the Bundum police station, and these people direct us to the headquarters. They said this is the child welfare actually at the police unit at the headquarters. And we went there, we met the lady in charge of the child welfare, and having discussion with her, she understand our mission, and she also told us this is above her. She said direct us to the CMC, something like that. And we went to the CMC and make sure that we lodge this complaint there, and they told us that they are on top of the information actually, and they will definitely mount an investigation. And for me, that has ever been my cause. And if Mohammed actually failed to have justice, I will organize another group of Gambians to make sure that we sue the government to court for not protecting the life of, for not protecting actually, because the law is very clear. If you go to the provisions of the Constitution, no life should be taken either intentionally or accidentally. It is the role of the state to protect every life in this country. So if actually a life has been taken and people are government should make sure that they investigate the matter to the problem until everybody is clear that justice has been prevailed. For us, it's not about prosecuting Senabu. It's not. We want justice for Mohammed to have justice. Let them investigate. If they feel like Mohammed has died naturally dead, then it's okay. But we know that the state have done their level best to make sure that they fight justice for baby Mohammed, because he's a citizen of the Gambia. So they get the Gambia one don't be the family parents. It's one from the parents, but the state is also the parents of every citizen in this country. So they have the sole responsibility to make sure that they protect every right in this country. The motor driver they may accidentally hit on somebody, the person is charged for negligence. And they could use court. So what about somebody who is allegedly locked in a car for 4 hours under a care of adults? So if you can charge a driver who has accidentally like cross I just hit the person, because I cannot stop that immediately. And you charge me for negligence, and you take me to my door, or you charge me for $100,000 or how many $1,000? Why not somebody who has that? So that's our fight. You don't fight the money that let Mohammed have justice. But so we investigate and reveal that Mohammed has died naturally, and then we are okay with that. But the justice has prevailed, and that has never been actually mentioned Friday. And even when Bob case was happening, you can ask the child welfare department, and you can even ask the police PRO. He might hear me. I call it because I had a rape case in Niamey. I reported this matter to the child welfare to make sure that they investigate it, and I also called the police PRO to make sure that they call the Nyamina Jaran police station to make sure that the person is arrested. So for me, if I see a real victim, know that you have tech support. We will be there to support you. Not that because of my fight for Bob, I am anti-rape. I am like people who call us rape apologists. You are people who are rapists. That's why you are support. No, but for me, on allegations that are unfounded, they didn't affect me. My consent guide me. If you tell me things, and I know that my consent always guide me, so that's why I'm not worried about it. But I am so that I'm more feminist than those who are claiming to be feminists in this country. I will fight for any injustice in this country, and I will do that irrespective of whatever happens. Let you be my close friend. If you find out to be something that you've done, and I believe that you have done the wrong part, I will definitely fight against you, because my fight is to make sure that Gambia has a country that is rule of law, whereby justice will prevail. Nobody will tamper with the rights of another citizen. That has been my position, because I want to be a future leader of this country. I want to be a sitting National Assembly member. This is why I contested governor. So I should set that example. I should not take side to fight injustice in this, because I want to go and serve my people at the National Assembly to make sure that laws are meant that will protect every citizen in this country. So I will never be found wanting to support injustice in this country. But I will not also allow for a wrong person to be sent to my job.
Okay. Thank you.
This has been my position.
Thank you so much. Appreciate nañ Senor bi torop. Lan nga am pour wax sa advice to Bob and advice to Bob supporters and ñëpp après su fekkee ne am nga anything loo am pour wax si, because the time bi case bi di dem on, it was heated. Dégg nañ fi saaga yi xasante yi from other, ñi nga xam ne team Bob leen, ñi nga xam ne team Sainab leen. To me, of course we keep calling them that, but there was not really any team. Ku nekk dafa stand on for what they believe in rek. Lan nga am pour wax tey, parce que yëpp jeex na tey gannaaw ay jaama. Lu ma mean by that mooy we can have our differences, but it is very good sometimes to put points across without insulting people or deforming people's character and stuff like that. So lan nga am pour wax ñooñu tey.
Yeah, man, after the case, we won man and the Gambia more win. There was no winner in this case.
Gambia more
win, because at the end of the day, justice more prevail. But in every issue, you cannot have people of the same opinion. You must have divergent views. And Gambia is a democratic state. And people have right to their opinion. And this is why I don't debate with opinion. I just like them. The only time when I will go against somebody in terms of Bob case is that you come and write something that I believe it is wrong, and I will challenge you to prove you that this is wrong. And I want you to counter me and prove me that what you are saying is wrong. That has ever been my debate. Unless if people want to label me and you just want to write something that I didn't say, definitely I'll come and defend my integrity. And that has been the only time I came on to personally attack somebody. But apart from that, what I believe is what I believe, and I respect. I never go to somebody's word because if you are supporting Senabo and you just write that you are supporting Senabo, I attack you. No, that's your right of opinion. And we respected that. But at the end of the day, if the truth is revealed to everybody, we should also accept that this is the truth. Because at the end of the day, we don't want a country whereby it will be a jungle, whereby people just decide. We are governed by rules and law. And that's the only bastion of justice is that the courts. So if you have doubts in your court, you don't trust your court system, then we have a failed state. Because this is the only place whereby we have people that we put there as our authorities that will preside over cases, and they will come. And this is the higher court of the country. So if people are going against the decision of the higher court because of you believe in, you want to side with a friend, or you believe that then you have a problem as a person. And sometimes when I see people doing that, I laugh at them because it shows that it's something is wrong with you. That's how I see things. So that has been my position. But I also tell people that everybody was a fighter in this thing, and nobody should beat your chest to say that I was the one who was there for Bob. All of us contributed one day. Some people were not seen, but I know people who will take the whole night, praying for Bob to make sure that he comes. All people has 80 years, 90 years, 70 years, 60 years, 35 years, 15 years, even young people. So this was a collective fight, and it's the Gambia that win. No individual will beat your chest and say that I was the one who was there for Bob. All of us contributed our quarters in one way or the other to make sure that justice prevail. And justice has prevailed, and let us take it as Gambia has won. There was no winner, there was no loser. For me, that has been my position, and I will encourage Gambians. Let us have divergent views. That's the beauty of democracy. If we agree on something, then we will not have a better Gambia. We must agree and disagree, but let us debate on substance, not personalities. Let's debate on the the issues that we are confronting, agree and disagree. But if you found, and okay, this was my position, but Kex was able to be honest enough to say that, okay, I agree with Kex. Oh, if Kex too is wrong, somebody comes to me, I should be honest enough to tell that, okay, Famarako, you are right. You know, I never had this understanding, but with your explanation or with our debate, I was able to agree on this. This is the fact. But this is the problem in this country. People, they will hold on to this and they know that they are wrong. They still want to maintain that. And if you want to have a society like that, they will not have a country that all of us can be proud of. We must make sure that we cannot be right all the time. We must be wrong. And when we are wrong, let's accept that my fellow countrymen correct me. And you should be proud of that. That's how, you know, we learn from each other. Because nobody has a monopoly of knowledge. We will all learn from each other. You know, you must have an expertise in another area. I must have an expertise in another area. But you cannot say that you are master of all. You know everything. It can't be possible.
Okay.
For me, I cannot report on economic issues in this country. But you take me to the National Assembly, maybe I know something. But there are people who know more than me. But I learned from those people. When I was going to the National Assembly in 2016, I don't know what is even a standing order. But I learned from people until today. I can tell you what is in the standing order. So, but I accepted to learn and I accept criticism. Sometimes I would write people say that this is wrong, and I have to say that and I correct myself. And today, at least, I'm better than how I was in 2016.
Yeah. Legi time bi dem na waaye li ma last thing li ma la bëggoon a laaj mooy like book bi bu ñu waxee fi book bi, it was so heated, and now you were speaking like the real gentleman you are. You're speaking like a true son of the Gambia, like I've always said. People don't know, like xam nga ñoom nit ñi ñoom comme niñ ko dee defee rek suñ gisee si ko rek ñu ne kii moo ànd si lii kii àndu kii bugut Kex. There was a time I saw people writing ne Fatmata Koka bugut Kex du gonna fi génne na fële. Yeah, just because I said something that was against Kex, but Kex is a very understanding man. Kex didn't have a question talking about him. He didn't have a problem, but it's always the odd people around people that will have a problem like this. Kex has always been a level-headed man. So I don't know why people come up. Having said that, Kex, yo, I know you very well. You know me. There was this thing about the book. Everybody was going on and on about the book. And I know that everybody see you as one of the pillars, one of the head of those who were fighting for Bob KEITA. But at any point, did you come out when people were saying that Bob knew about the book? Bob didn't know about the book. He never gave his consent. It was wrong and stuff like that. Did you at any point come out and write something on your page to tell those people, especially some of those that are in the Bob camp, not all, who were criticizing Lamin NJIE and the book, to tell them, all right, I think you're making a mistake. It is not like this. And you tell them your view about the book, you're going to support this guy. Did you write anything? Because I think that would have helped Kex, because Lolo Muno now reduce tension.
Personally, I didn't do that, but if you go to Lamin NJIE's post, because for me, like I told you at the beginning, I know that I was informed by Bob, whether he would give his consent, that was what was not clear to me, but I know that he was in the picture, and his lawyer too was actually, Lamin NJIE went to him and had a discussion, and he made it very clear that it would how many family members were actually interviewed, and all these things were there. But the argument was about the financial gain, and that was not actually because I don't know that material time. That's why I refuse not to actually, because I always be clear of issues before I will actually go into the debate, because I always want to write something when I'm clear about it. That's why sometimes issues will come before you see me writing. It will take time, because I always want to write. At the end of the day, when I write, I will not come back and start to delete or people start to attack me. So, but the argument was not actually about whether Bob was involved. People were actually about the financial gain.
No. Sorry, Kex. A lot of people wrote that. I have all the screenshots. A lot of people wrote he never. Bob never gave the consent. Lamin was just trying to cash on Bob's name. He was never there for Bob. Bob Alawuko, and these are people that we see they have supported Bob very strongly. So people did say that it wasn't only about Harlis with it. They mentioned Bob Nanguton. So that's why it was confusing. A lot of people believe ni dañoo xam Bob, ni dañoo close to Bob. So ñoom suñ ko waxee kon lu am la Bob did not know anything about the book.
Yeah, actually, I didn't actually wrote on my personal page, but if you go go to Lamin Jai's post, you will see my comment there. If you go to Sekou Jen's post, you'll see my comment there. And I make it very clear that Bob needs, Lamin Jai don't need approval to even go ahead with the book. That was my comment. And I see almost 50-something people like that comment. And if you go to Lamin Jai too, I don't know how many people the last time I was checking. You know, I made it very clear that he don't need Bob approval. The only time that he needs Bob approval is the image on the book cover. He has to inform Bob. And I already get the information that Bob even informed me that, you know, Lamin Jai hint him about the book. So for me, I believe that Bob had the concern, you know, about the whole issue. And I didn't see Bob coming and say that, yes, Lamin Jai. So for me, that has been my position, that Bob and Lamin Jai are communicated. So the people that are speaking, they are just speaking about their opinion. Like I told you that I don't debate with opinion because I respect each other's opinion. For me, if it is not something that affects me, I just allow people to write their opinions and write about it. And there are so many people, every day people are writing about me, but I never comment. And I can have the time. I have all the time. Me, I don't sleep. I can debate with people, but I feel like, okay, this is our opinion, and I respect them. I allow them to write whatever they want to write about me. I respect the opinion, and I don't have problem. And I want people to criticize me, to make me a better person. So for me, I respect their opinion. That's why I didn't actually write personally. But when I see where I think that I can come, when Lamin Jai write, I told him that you have my support, and when the book come, I will be the first person to have grab a copy about it. And you don't need anybody's approval to publish the book. Either you publish it or not, it will be published.
Do you think that? Do you think that?
To a Gambian author has published this book will be a credit to Gambian. Whoever read it will see that.
And you know the funny part. You know the funny part. I'll come to the funny part later anyway. Kex, do you feel that it is fair for people to criticize Lamin Jai that much to the extent that now he has not cancelled launching the book, but he has moved it to a further date?
Yeah, actually, for me, like I said in the others, it was very unfair for my own opinion. That's my opinion, and I want people to respect mine, and I also respect their mind. For my opinion, it's very unfair for them to criticize Lamin Jai because I didn't see any legal argument or actually moral argument that they would bring forward to say that actually it is wrong. You must convince me that.
No, what I mean is should he move it? No, what I mean is the unfairness of moving it to a further date because of problem. We want to be numbere. Legi Lamin Jai dafa move book be ne legi launch at the time for a launch. Do you think that is fair? Or what can you say to Lamin Jai? Should he still go ahead with his original date, or should he still move the book because of what people are saying?
Well, maybe, you know, still Lamin Jai will be in a better place because maybe he have logistically, maybe this is the motive. What was the motive behind has to be established? Why he decided to change? Because sometimes you arrange things and you look at your logistical arrangement and some of the issues that you think that maybe the printing will not be done at the time, the day that I intend to do it. All these things are so. We have to be very clear why Lamin Jai, but it's because of maybe what was the debate on the social media. I would say that he should not have done, but it is logistically and something like that. We will say that it's fair to move him because you don't want to organize a book launching that will be actually will not be well organized and it will not be well attended. So you want to make sure that you put all your house in order.
I'm sure for him to come out with a date, everything was in place. So I'm sure it's to do with this wahala that's on social media. But anyway, good answer. Lamin is the only one who can answer to that. But anyways, thank you. And what is your advice to Bob KEITA before you go and Lamin Jai?
Yeah, actually, for me, you know, Lamin Jai, he must be like when you're in the public space, you must be, you must have a thick skin. You must accept people that not everybody will agree with you, but don't always take it personally, you know. And I see that, you know, he's somebody like I see his comments on social media, like what I have passed through on social media, nobody will pass through it, but I still survive because for me, it's my concept. Apart from that, absolutely, there's nothing that can move me in this country, and you can. So Lamin Jai should have that skin that people will have opinion about whatever he does in there here. But when he comes to a platform like this, let him comport himself. Let him not show his emotion in terms of it. Let him just put his facts before them. And we have people who are sensible. They are listening. And they will analyze everything and they will come with their own conclusion in the whole issue. It's very unfortunate that he came here. He could have addressed the whole issue and it will be well understood. But sometimes, sometimes pressure to put you. But I will encourage him to actually be that thick skin person that will accept criticism and allow that not everybody will agree with him all the time. Even me, I do criticize him, but that doesn't stop me in being. For me, when we talk about this, when we speak out on social media, that's where it ends. When we meet, you think that I have never had a problem with you, and I have so many people that I confront also. When we meet me and them physically, so that has ever been my position, and this is why whoever I had an issue with social physically, when we meet, I will call you as a government brother, and we chat and move on. We must agree and disagree, and I see it in that direction. So I'm sure I'm there to develop that skill of accepting criticism and just see them as people that are trying to make him a better person, not as enemies, and accept to move on. And for Bob too, like I always advise him, and I will keep on advising that, he has to learn his lessons, and these are things that happens. It's happened, and it happens to prove that it is wrong. But yet still, it's a first no that. For my and go on a moment to the Lambo, one mobile seller to time, and let him take his time in any decision. Mohammed in a 2 times, but I'm into that network Muhalata. And if he needs a second thought, a second advice, then he can seek for any other person he trusted or see that person can give him a honest advice with them, advice go, and let him know that he can knock into any door. I'm sure Gambians love him, and they will always want to give him that honest advice. If he needs advice, to let him reach out to Gambians, and they will definitely give him that advice, and let him concentrate on his business and not talk too much about the issue that has happened. Let him put it in the back of his mind, know that he is done with it, and just move on with his life and build his life for him, for the next generation, for his children to have a better future, and that has to be solely on him to make sure that he put the foundation for his children, and I'm sure he will definitely do. So we'll keep on advising him on that direction.
Merci beaucoup, Keksane, and good luck with the Keks News. If you guys want to follow us, Keksane, I know Nidulen Sapuma, but follow Keksane in the Keks News because he's good at what he does. He is a true son of the Gambia. I've always said that. Maybe people don't know, but I've said it behind closed doors, and I'm saying it again. Follow Lenko si page bi su ko defé ngeen gis liggéey bi mo def ngeen def a wonderful job in terms of fin dëkk bi naka la mo démé gis ngeen ko. He makes sure that people are accountable for whatever they do. So follow Lenko, follow Len Keksane. Gis ngeen fi naka la fi waxé, he spoke like a real gentleman. Keks, thank you very much. I'm not dinañ jëlaat affaire bi ci suuf. Thank you.
I'm so grateful, and thank you to all your audience, those listening. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Kon nak mbokk yi yeen mi may sétane live comme ni mako waxé rek Fatou Cissé lo wax lo gisé affaire ci tay ma ngi xala rek la dé tay def na ni nga ko bëggé dé job bi yow ya ma ñi dambel aji Fanta Badji ma ñi dambel mu ne mom moma gëna choose mu ne dal yow mom du mëna nekka so nga jëné sa stand ci man. Anyways, thank you very much for those of you ñi ngeen xamné yeen nga follow programme bi paré yeen nga sen comments and up lolu content nañ ci top appreciate nañ ko xamné ñi ëlëk is a working day ken amu time sa pour talk fi ba légui ni né ya nga sétane live programme bi ni di wax ne tamit day jërëjëf Lamin Jai for coming. I think ne like I said from the beginning of the show, congratulations about this book because pour wax dëgga ba wax dëgga book bi comme ni ko Keks waxee rek wala Lamin bind na ko o bind ko keneen na ko doon ñëw binda. And one problem I have with us as Black people and Gambians, some, not all, I'm sure if a foreigner was to come into the Gambia to write this book, problem like this will not happen. Nobody was going to talk about the money. Nobody was going to talk about timing. Me, I talked about the timing. So nobody was going to talk about the timing. Nobody was going to talk about other stuff. So try timing now. Some people so what happen duñ nango ñoo wax ci lolu parce que dañoo gis ne okay a foreigner mo ñu bëgg ko def ñu gisé ko neneen but this doomi réew mi la. So whether a foreigner or doomi réew la, I think that we need to start treating each other equally here, whether foreigner or doomi réew mi la, because fi ma waxe xam ngeen ko su doon ne keneen su doon tubaaba ñëwoon di ko binda wala keneen ñëwoon di ko binda, I'm sure everybody will be happy. They wouldn't even question if there was a consent or no consent. That's me saying that. It doesn't mean that it has to go that way. So Lamin Jai, thank you very much for coming. Su fekkone keneen la du nango ñu ci ben platform pour wax parce que dafa ne oh ñi ma criticize bari nañ duma wax dama noppi bay sama game, and this is how it should be. When people put you on the spot, da nga wara ñew pour nga answer nit ñi pour nit ñi xam ndax ki li ñoo wax am na ndax amul. Xam nga tay bo ñu nañ leen waxante diga bu Lamin Jai ñewutoon fi tay ñun ñepp ñu bari ñu ngi amoon suñu boppa bi ne Bob was never aware. Bob was never aware. Waaye moom ñëw na mu wax loolu te fooguma ne dina ñëw mu wax loo xam ne du dëgga parce que àddina yëpp a ngi koo seetaan te xam na ne there is a possibility Bob Keita mu ngi koo seetaan Bob mun na mu woon a génn sax ne no I never said that or I never did it I never did it understand nga so mu ñëw wax ko àddina yëpp dégg ko tey xam naa ñu bëree bëri su fekkee ne believe on nañ ne Bob has nothing to do with this or living foog naa ne di owe Lamin Njie an apology not about the book but the fact ne accuse nañ ko saaga nañ ko xas nañ ko si yëfi ne Bob xamul mu ngi bëgg a cash in on Bob and but dégg ngeen ko fii nii Bob is in it with him and the financial part of it comme ni ko Kex waxee xam na ne am na nañ ko share at the end discuss nañ ko daal ak yooyu noonu kii tamit Ansu Jack tam yoona waa similar to that so let's be very careful as Gambians I think sometimes some of us we jump to stuff without really looking deep into it and dama foog ne ñun suñ jikko boobu tam war nañ koo xala bàyyi tuuti pour wax ne tamit ne comme ni ma ko waxee woon rek dina bëgg di ñëw léegi duma dee bëgg a use blue jeans lifin bi app bu maa use duma ko dee bëgg a use because day lekka lu bari si lifin bi naka soo bëggee mu dugga si Facebook bi du ko dee indi nu mu ko bëgg a indi waaye dinaa try ñuy ñëw di regular man maa ñoom Juka Cissé ak ñi ñëpp we have a lot of stuff lined up so waaye dinañ ko indi su neexee yàlla ak inshallah ba pare xam ngeen ne this is the time of the year that I will come and talk about semester yi pare leen semester yi dem Gambia ak yéen mi dëkk Gambia pare leen ak yéen nga xam ne yéen a ngi ñëw ñu nax leen foofu waati ngeen nekkaa ñii nii te fekka seen jabari xam ngeen great shows great stuff are coming so pare leen nag yéen benn dinaa ñëw so jërëjëf si seetaan bi ak déglu bi comme ma ko waxee Ansu Jack thank you very much Lamin Njie thank you for coming Kek Sane thank you for coming it's a great show I really appreciate all of you and yéen mi nekk di comment tamit thank you comme ni ma leen ko waxee 31st of December Gambia Viviane Ndour dina fa nekk ak baanam bi Jizzle dina fa nekk ST dina fa nekk dinañ fa am Jaliba Kuyate the king of Kora dinañ ko fa am dinañ fa am artistes yu bëree bëri Mary Ndiaye na jógee ba America mu ñëw ba pare dinañ fa am Awa Gambia si kër a guddi soosu noonu ko dina touch so make leen sure ngeen ñene seen ticket yi balaa moo léegi contact leen ma man fii si Sweden nag su fekkee bëgg ngeen table contact leen ma soo leen nekkee Sweden America Gambia contact leen ma foo leen mën a nekk contact leen ma even Gambia sax contact leen ma because start nañ di jaay table yaa ngi fa individual prices am nañ price yu nga xam ne pour regular price am na VIP am na VVIP am na ticket boo leen bëgg rek te peut-être dina nekk night bu nga xam ne comme ni ma ko waxee dinañ am a lot of giveaways pour def dinañ joxe ay weeks before loolu la si ticket si dafa nekk si ticket package dinañ joxe ay weeks dinañ joxe ay xam nga scandal night yi nga xam ne maa ngi start di ko defi ngeen ñëw di ngeen ko gis léegi tey so we have some to give away so kaay leen nag ñu ñëw alaaji dégg naa nga ma doon laaj sa ticket bi bul woori yow si famille bi nga bokka xam nga ne ñu ngi ko defee bambu te bambu luy fa defee rek yow alaaji si famille nga bokka so dinañ ñu ngi laa xaar Ami Jaaju yéen ma fekk si bunta bi yéen ñëpp maa ngi leen naan ñuy leen gërëm di leen sant bu baax alaaji Diop yaa ngi si biir Mir Roberts yaa ngi si biir Ami Jaaju yaa ngi si biir Fat Cissé yaa ngi si biir nuyu naa la maa ngi nuyu Mania Dambel di Fatmata Diba su kooku suma tooma la son Sing yow tamit nuyu naa la bu baax a baax yaa ngi si biir Adam Jamen yaa ngi si biir Malick Mané kooku suma chéri koko la nuyu naa ko bu baax a baax Fatima Dieye thank you yéen tamit nag si biir di nuyu ñoom Aji Bintu bi nga xam ne ñu ko tey ci YouTube bi nuyu naa leen di nuyu suma sister Hadijatu Ndiaye moom tamit dina am ci kawar yi wéra mu jël ticket mu di ko jox kawar free parce que man moom mu may ma jaama Awa Jaata nuyu naa la bu baax a baax di nuyu nag Ndey Bin Diagne yow tamit yaa ngi ci biir ak yéen ñëpp ñu yoon seetaan ci ka si tamit yaa ngi si biir thank you very much good night ba beneen yoon